going.
Me too.
Our inaugural episode of the Film Bros.
Film Bros #1.
Yes. I am joined here with my little brother, William. And I, your host.
Xander. Joined here with Xander.
Me, the co-host, whatever. We're just co-hosting it together, broing it up.
Yeah.
We've always been talking about doing a podcast about movies because we always just sit around and watch movies all the time.
Yeah.
And we always sit around and talk about the movies in depth afterwards. So we're like, fuck it, let's do a podcast on it.
And now we're here. We're finally doing it. Putting the pedal,
getting it in.
Putting the wheel to the gravel, you know?
So, like, here, quick cheers on our beer.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're finally done. Broke ground. This is like the first official. Feels great. So, anyway, we decided to start our podcasting adventure with The Matrix. One of the most iconic movies ever. One of our favorite movies. Or at least for myself, one of my top, probably 10 favorite movies of all time. For you?
I like it. I like it a lot. I really have grown to love it with this last rewatch. I don't know if I can put it in the top 10.
Well, like, for me, it was very, like, influential as we, like, so that's all when I was, like, 10, 11? Mm-hmm. I was, like, 11-ish. This came out in 91, right?
99.
Oh, 99, excuse me.
Jeez, taking 8
March
years
31st, 99. And so I would have been 11 years old, yeah. And for me, it just, I was right at that stage of, it just made a big impression on me, you know, like, and I was fairly well read as a kid and thought about kind of big complex things, and this movie had a lot of that in there, which, you know, just really tickled my fancy. But you got into it, what?
Later. I think I got into it later, like 12 or 13 is when I first saw it, and I don't think I really appreciated it, because it does have its, like, at the time I thought, like, oh man, look at these weirdos and their weather and
like for you
black.
That's already like 10 years of fucking like that kind of visual,
like Blade and
like all
Daredevil
kinds of
and stuff.
Bullet time was already a thing, and so you got it, and it wasn't like the first time Raw Dog, like I saw it was just like, what the fuck is this? Like nothing you'd ever seen before. Like there are some similar things, like it's all dark, kind of like Dark City. You ever see that?
No, I've never seen Dark City.
Damn, okay, we're putting that on the list. And but, like, and then I realized there's a fun fact about Dark City later on coming up. But anyway, I just really loved it, enjoyed it. It was something new and just unlike kind of like anything at the time, you know, so.
When we talked about starting this podcast, there was a little bit of a discussion of whether it'd be Star Trek. At least my pitch was doing the 2009 J.J. Abrams Star Trek, or now The Matrix. And I'm glad we did The Matrix, because The Matrix is all about, in my opinion, belief. About making, like, you can do it.
Having, like, faith in yourself. And just kind of, like, finding yourself and have faith in it and just going for it. Like,
just going,
and doing it. So that was really cool. And that is a big current theme throughout the whole, you know, thing. Just, like, know thyself or, you know, believe in yourself. Which is, we'll get into all that. But, yeah, I love it. So
it's a very appropriate first movie.
And so, yeah, we're doing this for our first movie. Our goal is to do one a week.
Yep.
Every week. And for right now, we're just going to pick them at random, kind of throw a dart at the wall and see what we hit. And
later on, you can subscribe to our Patreon.
Once we get rolling, ball rolling, Patreon.
And you can pick the movie.
We'll be able to, you'll be able to vote on which ones you want, or, like, you know, suggest them, and we'll vote on those, and whoever wins out, wins out. We'll do those movies. So, I don't know. I don't think we really need to go into that.
So, what did your opinions change on The Matrix from the last time you saw it to this rewatch, or solidified, or what?
I watched this, I'd say, fairly regularly throughout the years, like at least once or twice a year. Except for, like, I'd say, like, the last 5 years, 10 years, I haven't really watched it, like, beginning to end or anything like that. And so, you know, I've always loved it. It's been one of my favorite first films ever, like, one of the best films I've ever seen when I was a kid and everything, so it just kind of always stuck with me. I loved it then, love it now. What about you?
I went from, like, liking this movie to loving it. I think I really appreciated it this time around. Like, I didn't really, I think, get it until this time
around. That's the thing, like, when I was a kid, I can't love it any more than I ever do, but I keep somehow finding a little bit more to love, you know, it's just, now I'm like, we did this research on it, looking a little in depth on it, at least, with our notes and things, I found some interesting things that made me like it even more. Just like how, it's kind of filmed like it's green while he's in the Matrix or whatever, but in the real world it's all tinted blue. Yeah. So it's just like the visual and stuff. I'm like, I didn't even really notice that. Like, I noticed it, but didn't associate why that was significant.
It's a very cool little visual cue.
Yeah, there's subtle little undertones about everything like that. I love it. So, I don't know. With that, should we just kind of jump into like the movie? And talk about it. So, info right here. So, The Matrix premiered in theaters in the United States on March 31st, 1999. Box office grossed over $460 million on a budget of only $63 million. Pretty fucking cool. Main cast was led by Keanu Reeves as Neo, who's a Canadian actor, known for his roles like recently John Wick and Speed, but at this time his performance in Speed is pretty much what got him like looked at.
Point Break, right?
Point Break 2, I believe that was in there too, to like really get him his role, because other than that it's Bill and Ted, and that's not really... That's not a big blockbuster. Yeah, it's night and day from like the acting of Neo compared to what he did in Bill and Ted. Supporting actor, second lead is Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus, American actor and producer. Received multiple awards, including an Emmy and a Tony. Fishburne is also known for his roles in Apocalypse Now and the Matrix sequels. Also, Harlem Nights, I think he was in, or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's look that up. But then, what did I know Lawrence Fishburne from before this movie that was...
He's in John Wick also.
I think he's in The Color Purple, and he's trying to tell Miss Sophia, no, don't, hit that white man. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's, Lawrence Fishburne, the young one. Anyway, what'd you say?
He's in John Wick. He's one of the
John Wick. Yeah. So moving on, Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity. She's a Canadian actress, best known for her roles in the Matrix series, appeared in Memento and the Marvel TV series Jessica Jones. Interesting. Didn't know that.
That's one of Christopher Nolan's really early films, Memento.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that?
No, I've never seen it.
So Christopher Nolan, hang on, he did
the Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar.
That's why you know him. So, okay.
Yeah, Dunkirk.
Okay. And then Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith.
And he's just nerd fandom.
He's just amazing in everything he does.
Lord of the Rings.
What's his name in Lord of the Rings?
Oh, shit. He's the Elder Elf. He makes
I can't remember, but he's
just awesome. He's just awesome.
It's so good. Yeah. And so that's just...
He's this nerd god. Yeah.
And so we have them started in the movie, and they put on an amazing performance.
Excellent.
And I can't wait to
certain ones do.
Well,
we'll get into it.
They all get, we'll see. I'm pretty sure they'll do a pretty good job.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So, and future will bring in more recent news about the shows and maybe actresses and stuff like that. But this is our first run.
Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah,
do you want more facts? Do you want more opinions? How do you want this to look?
Yeah, how do you want to feel? But right now, I'm just I guess The Matrix 5... Warner Bros. Has announced a new installment of the franchise with Drew Goddard set to write and direct. And this will be the first film in the series not directed by the Wachowskis.
And that could be good. That could be, honestly...
They're kind of falling off right now. And Matrix 4, we won't get into that right now. But...
I do actually have a little bit of a... I gotta talk a little bit about... Later on. Because I do think it's relevant. But
Matrix 4 is it's just kind of rough.
There's a nugget of a good idea.
We saw that in theaters, didn't we?
Yeah. There's a nugget of a good idea in Matrix 4.
Who went with us? Madeline with us?
I think Tanya. Tanya fell asleep.
She fell asleep. Yeah, our sister fell asleep in this shit. Get the hell out of here. So,
I think the Matrix 4 has a really great idea, but I'll talk about it later.
It kind of fell,
but
unfortunately.
The Wachowskis, honestly, if we're being real here, right? You don't do you really love Matrix 2 and 3 as much as you do 1?
I like 2. So, that was a big thing that people were discussing. It's 2 and 3 pretty good. Some like 3, some hated 3, some like 2, some hated 2. I like 2 because you got to see Zion and the fucking cool battles and shit in there. 3 was... that fucking... Wait, was that 2? 2 was the 30-minute fucking car chase.
Yeah.
It just drug on forever.
So,
and they built a whole highway.
At the end of the day, though, alright. Okay. Oh, wait, Matrix 1, like or not like?
Love.
Matrix 2? Matrix 3.
Well.
So it might be a good thing that the Wachowskis aren't doing the new Matrix. So we might need new blood. I think, dude, the first 45 minutes of Matrix 4 is the best Matrix movie ever made.
Neil Patrick Harris, the only reason that is good.
No, the video game part of it, I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant because it makes you question whether if the first movies actually happened or not. It's a great idea.
There's a lot of
and this movie, I'll get into it later, but this movie it's kind of built like a video game, and I think it adds credence to Matrix 4. I think it makes that whole, like, oh, the first 3 movies were just a video game.
I want to see, like, I gotta go over the video game information or lore or play them. You know, I mean, I don't play story-based games like that.
I don't even think you need it. It's just the idea of it. The first 3 movies are a video game. The first movie's really built like a video game, in my opinion. It's all tutorial. It is,
and it's like, yeah, I can see the
like the whole stealth section in The Office, you know? Like, go to the left, go to the right. That's such a video game.
Okay, I guess so. You know.
Follow the white rabbit. Like, that's objectives, dude. I can see the objective markers in my head.
Or it's just like clue thing, follow the white rabbit, and then you're playing at a level, and you're like, oh, the white rabbit, and you just keep
yeah.
I can see that.
And again, that's why I think the opening, I think there's a great idea in Matrix 4. There is a good movie in there. It just, don't get me wrong, that movie sucks, but like, the first 45 minutes is fucking awesome.
We'll watch this sometime. We'll go over it more in depth, you know.
Again, I'm going to mention it a little bit later, but.
So, okay, with that all said, should we dive in?
Yeah, dive in.
Alright, so, here we go. Opening scene of The Matrix, we have Trinity in room 303, and a bunch of police is coming in, about to bust her and shit, kicking the door. She's standing there all super still, which is kind of like creepy as fuck if you think about it. Like, all the lights are moving around as they're kind of filling in the room, and she's like sitting there so still. Then they finally pan around her eyes, and her eyes are just kind of looking at the screen. And then, you know, they come up to try to, like, apprehend her. Agent Smith comes in.
But we gotta cut the street level.
Yeah, they cut the street level. Agent Smith's walking up.
Yeah, and I love the line with the cop, oh shit. Like, oh shit, like the agents are here. It's such a small...
He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, like, oh shit, like, goddamn.
Yeah, don't play that jurisdiction bullshit with me.
Yeah. And then he does the cliche, but I think I never will get tired of this. They're already dead.
Lieutenant, your men are already dead. He's like, oh, guys, gonna take her down now. No, Lieutenant, your men are already dead. And they snap back to her up in the room, and they go up like, you know, put your hands on her head, and she has them behind her head, and they go up to cuff her, and she just whips around this. And I think this is the first time she does this. Well, she kicks the dude, like, over from behind her, like, in the head. I don't know if that's the first one, or she did a scorpion kick. I think it's a scorpion kick in this one. I remember at some point in the fight. Anyway, she's laying lace to these motherfuckers. And then, you know, this is the first introduction of bullet time fullness, where she turns around and leaps up in the air. They pan around her while she's still kind of moving, but still in midair.
It's become iconic.
Yeah, it's the most epic thing, like, anyone's ever seen up until that point. It's just like, what in the fuck was that? You know, you're watching it, especially with how the music's done and everything like that, how the sound is. It's just really, what? Super epicness. So then kicks that dude, and then she lands and runs up on the wall like a fucking demon. That's terrifying and scary too, if you don't understand the whole context of the movie now, looking back.
And again,
like,
we don't really...
walking into it like, this is like a horror movie all of a sudden.
And the beginning of that movie is so good too, because before you know the cat out of the bag of it being in the Matrix and whatnot, you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean?
Like,
and that's so good.
If you didn't have any spoilers of anything, like that, you were like, what is happening? Like, what is she... what's going on? Is Spider-Man, a Spider-Lady, like, whatever. She can run on walls. She can jump and kick. So that's just really crazy. Yeah, so all that happened in room 303, and then gets out, then Agent Smith come in. I was like, oh, yeah, what's all those dudes? She starts running, but the agents come in.
And there's that jump. I got two things on this jump.
Somehow, she gets away from that room. They're on, like, the roof running. And the roof is actually a repurposed set from Dark City.
All right.
Which, if you haven't seen it, it's like a super dark, epic movie. It's kind of like The Matrix, where they're in some dream world sort of thing.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Sort of thing. It's just like there's reality outside of. They're like, nobody can figure out how come nobody's ever gone to whatever that island that's always being advertised. Nobody's ever been there. Oh yeah, my cousin went there once. We're like, but have you? They're like, no, whatever. Like so. Eventually realize that like they're in some sort of illusionary world.
That's kind of a fun homage.
Cool. Yeah,
that's a fun homage.
Yeah, and then so she's running across the roofs, and then they go. Jump over like one building to building, and it's not so bad. One cop almost doesn't make it, then they go across another one, who's like,
that's impossible.
Yeah, she does a super large leap and hides behind, some chimney side or something like that, and then the agent does it, and the cop's like, that's impossible. Then she darts off towards that window that she sees on the building across from that one. She like fucking arrow dives into it.
But real quick, the jump, it makes me question like the NPCs in this world. Your average guy, like you just saw an agent and this woman do like a fly jump, and you're not sitting there like, I should tell TMZ. I should tell Reuters or CNN or something.
When you see the cop's face, it's just like, that's impossible. Like, it's like deadpan almost, just like, what the fuck? So they're like, bro, like, calling up their mama.
Yeah, right? Like, dude, I saw the craziest shit today.
It's like calling everybody like, bro.
I wish they would have, like, it'd be cool, because, later on we see dudes get possessed or whatever. It'd be cool if it was like, that was spiritual. Like, in their world, those are like demonic forces and stuff. Like, they had some reason.
Like, my granddad just got possessed by this dude. She looked like an agent. Or she looked like a dude all of a sudden, and then
And then she was back.
And then she was back.
Yeah. Like, again, later on in the chase scene where we see the grandma with the knife.
With the knife. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. We're jumping ahead of it.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Like, jumping ahead of it, when they die, they can revert back to their old, like, look. Mm-hmm. But, like, when they uninhabit that person, they just go back to, like, whoa.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Then, like, get disconnected.
So anyway. that just raises the questions of why aren't more people waking up? It's like a world.
Oh, I can address that, too. We'll get there. We'll get back to that.
And then, wait, I got one more thing about jumping.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's like a really cool thing because it's our first introduction to things that are not as they other than the fight scene, but like
supernatural kind of like
shit's going on, but it's really cool though because like there's the later on the Neo jump scene where that's a big deal where he doesn't make the jump, so it's really cool that our first introduction to the Matrix is this jump, and then it's such a bigger deal later on.
It's like the
Neo.
kung fu fighting thing that she does in the room, and then the jump, and then when it goes,
it's
to the
kind of like showing Neo how to do it. Yeah.
You know, of like he's getting trained on the things they're already doing. You know, this is what we do. And like we kind of get to see that, and then he gets trained into it. So after that, she gets away after narrowly escaping.
But when
Agent Smith, either smashing the fucking phone booth and then another agent shooting.
I want to cut back.
Okay,
Go ahead. So with Trinity, I just want to say it's very funny when she's like, "Get up, Trinity, get up." Yeah, that's me every day of my life. Like, get up, Trinity, get up.
You could see like the fear in her. Like she as soon as she got down the steps, she's like sitting there and like she's shaking like just all right. Like, do I move? Do I wait? Do I move? Do I wait? Just get up. Just get up. Go. Just get up. Go. And then she went. It gets up. Yeah. It's just like that's a good little shot there at the bottom, like showing her fear, like urgency, like this is like I don't know, do I move? Do I go?
No.
All right, I gotta get up and go. I gotta keep moving. I gotta get to the next phone.
And again, as a female, badass, great. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Like just, and I love it because it's like it's not made like put in your face. She just is badass. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's just how you do it.
Just like just permeates fucking just on it thugness and love it.
The telephone booth though, you're getting into that.
Yeah, so like she gets, I've always loved her where that, she sees the phone booth and starts ringing and that truck like swings around. It's like a standoff. And then like he's revving the engine, she's sitting there looking and the phone's ringing and then so she just darts off while the truck like, kicks it in gear and takes off. It's just, I don't know how.
A great transition.
How they follow behind her and shit like that. Just seeing her arms whipping around and everything. Like, you felt like, I was like urgent. It was like, it's so good. And then she sits there, sticks out her hand, like, I don't know, just like stop, slow it down, anything. She just puts out her hand for the last effort, and then she gets out right before, she gets.
Just really cool imagery.
Yeah, just beautiful all around. And so, so we're just starting off hard as fuck,
Yeah. Like, that's an intro, man.
And especially, like, when it's your first time around, you're just like, wow.
What the fuck is going on? Like, but you're down for it.
Yeah, but if you're not captivated, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, there might be something wrong with you, bro. Yeah.
So, it does that. I think it goes into intro stuff.
Neo at his computer.
Yeah, then it's like Neo at his computer, which there's like a dope-ass, like, music kind of playing slowly, and he's like, on the screens, it's, Morpheus and shit, like he's searching up stuff on Morpheus and all that stuff, and then all the screens go black and it says "Wake up, Neo." It says "Wake up, Neo." Yeah. So again, this is like a thing they bring up a lot throughout the movie. Like, so when you're in the Matrix and shit, they say you're sleeping and shit. You got to get awakened or like unplugged from the Matrix or woken up, and so that's a big thing that you'll see throughout every the first I don't know however many scenes that start off with Neo in it, he's sleeping for like the next 4 or 5 scenes. So it's a big kind of like theme they play on. I'll bring it up when I do it again. But then PC's so the PC's talking to him like, "Wake up, Neo," and I don't understand it's just typing. Is it he has his headphones on? Is it like also audio? Like "Wake up, Neo" in a fucking computer voice?
I just want to say those lines though are so good. Where it's like "Knock, knock, Neo," like.
There. So he's like, "Wake up, Neo," and it's just like.
Follow the white rabbit.
You.
Yeah.
And then it says...
Follow the white rabbit.
Matrix has you. Follow the white rabbit.
Knock, knock.
And then knock, knock, Neo.
But it's so well done, though. Yeah. That text is like the perfect... Like, it just matches the character so well. Like, it just, like, it's something... I think it's Trinity who's writing it, but to me...
That's what I was thinking.
I read it as Morpheus. But
it could be Morpheus, but I always thought Trinity.
Yeah. But either way, though, it's just... It matches the tone of the movie. Because it does a perfect job.
He meets, that's where he's, like, the white rabbit leads him, which the white rabbit, obviously, fucking...
Alice in Wonderland.
Which we need to watch that. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, and so I don't.
That book fucking sucks. The book fucking
sucks.
I think the book sucks. That's a video. That's a.
I'd like to.
No,
read them
no,
and
it's a
watch
big
the movie.
disappointment.
I watched the movie as a kid, and as a trip, I like to go on trips every now and then, it's something we should put on the list for a trip.
Man, it's a disappointment.
Yeah, well,
I was so ready. I was so ready to go down the rabbit hole, and the rabbit hole was like a puddle deep. And I'm like, okay, cool.
And then the new one, I saw parts of it. I'm like, ugh, gross. The live action.
Yeah.
But that's Tim Burton, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, Tim Burton's slipping up, dude. He's been slipping up since like Beetlejuice.
No, Beetlejuice like.
Well, Beetlejuice. No, I'm saying since
Sweeney
Beetlejuice.
Todd was pretty. It's okay.
Batman '89 was pretty sweet.
What was it?
Batman '89.
I don't even know.
You don't Michael Keaton?
Oh,
Joke? Yeah,
that was my
awesome.
original Batman.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, he's great.
He was
great.
Anyway.
The second one's bad, though.
Coming back in.
There's going to be tangents.
That's okay. I probably won't even cut that off. We're going to keep that shit. Anyway.
Get you guys interested.
Yeah.
You guys are going to want us to watch Batman '89 now.
Some stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're just going to flex it.
Hint.
So. Follow that rap, and then he gets to knock, and the knock at the door is like this, I don't know, guy with his cronies.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly buying some sort of...
Yeah, I don't understand what they were buying.
They were getting something so they could break into something, or a virus to fuck somebody up.
Yeah, some shit,
Something like that Neo clearly designed and created for him. Here's this program, you need that, so it's don't get caught using it, because it's probably some, program to get into some database, or fucking mainframe of some kind, or I don't know.
Some shenanigans.
Yeah, and Neo just, as a software developer, can do that. And a hacker, he just knows what the fuck he's doing. So this dude, just some, crime ring guy, but also into, I don't know, leather and cool stuff.
Yeah.
And,
also, you would think that the robots would not, they would put them, instead of 1999, where tech is available, put them in, 1950 or something. Because,
here's the thing, it's you can still have strife and turmoil, and then, why would you put at the pinnacle of everything right before it switches?
Because, Neo could become dangerous, right? With, hacking.
What if you wrote a code inside the Matrix while he was doing it, and, it fucked up,
But again, if you put them,
the code.
Early computers.
The main code. Cause a glitch in the Matrix by fucking up some codes. That's what we're just at. We'll get around to there.
Yeah.
So, he gets that, or... The dude, he sells them the fucking thing. The book he has, I forgot what the book is, but it's one of the ones they use for, all the actors had to read, 3 different books. I can't remember the name right now. I should have had it. But, anyway, he puts it in a hollowed out version of that, which is, I feel also alluding to, things aren't what they appear to be. Mm. Because, the book, whatever, he puts it inside. Anyway. And he was like, hey, man, you need to get out. It looks like you, Or he's like, you ever have that feeling if you're,
in a dream or not, if you're waking up. Something
wrong. Are you awake or are you still dreaming? And he's like, oh, yeah, all the time, mescaline. And
yeah.
I haven't done that yet. It's on the list. But,
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
But, so he says that, and he's like, man, you need to chill out. Why don't you come with us and have a good time? And he's like, nah. And then that chick turns, and the white rabbit, he's like, yeah, I'll go. And then you hear that Rob Zombie fucking hit.
But before that, there's a very fun line where he's like, you're my personal Jesus Christ. Which I think is a very fun reference.
A good foreshadowing too.
Neo.
Yeah, it is a good point to bring up. See, I would have missed that one, but that was a good point. And yeah, there's big foreshadowing on that one. And so... Then they're like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And then this is where we meet Trinity at the fucking, rave kind of bar. And did you know that's an actual club?
That's awesome.
It's an actual club in Sydney, Australia, called the Hellfire Club.
Is it still around?
I'm not sure. We can look that up. But, yeah.
We gotta go to it. We'll check it out.
I mean, Australia's kind of a scary place all around.
The people seem nice.
In the city, I feel like it'd be a little better. Out in the country, no, everything won't eat you.
Yeah, no, it's like Starship Troopers, but a place.
Yeah, right. It's just some outrageous animals and bugs and everything out there. It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, they go in there, and this is my first intro, I think, to Rob Zombie. Really stuck with me, because I don't know. Actually, I might have heard that song beforehand. I just love how they put the Rob Zombie in there. And they go talk, and she's like, I forgot how the whole conversation goes, really. It's just like...
Here's all you need to know. The question that drives us.
Mm-hmm.
There are 206 bones in the human body, and her talking to me like this in a sensual way, there are 207. That's from Deadpool 3. Yeah. I can't claim credit for that, but...
Only if we record this, the look on your face is priceless.
Yeah, no, I was like, she's getting me going. And I'm like, she's not doing anything other than talking right now.
Yeah. Oh, and then I like how it's like, oh, the Trinity? Like,
yeah,
the one that cracked the IRS D-base, he's like, Jesus, I just thought you were, a guy. Most guys do. And it's just like, it's kind of, 90s fucking era, like, kind of misogynistic kind of viewpoint-ish, I think, but, I don't know, I just kind of took note of that, how he just kind of, like, thought it was a dude, and I just like how she was like, nope, it was me, bitch. And I'm like, get some, girl. And I always love that. So, they're talking all that stuff, and the music kind of kicks up, and all of a sudden the music blends into his alarm clock going off the next day, and this is where he, like, gets nabbed by the fucking feds.
Not yet. He goes to his job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wakes up at work the next day, and this is where he gets nabbed by the feds. Like, he's sitting there at work.
You're missing an important...
I'm not skipping nothing. No. I'm just, like, setting up the next scene here, or whatever. Yeah. So this is where he gets nabbed. So he wakes up next morning, he's like, shit, and then he's at work and gets scolded by his boss, which is, like...
You are not special. You are not important.
Yeah, you're not really special, not important. And the whole time, there's that window washer doing shit, but as, like, the water's trickling down and stuff, it's supposed to be kind of like the Matrix code. Again,
also
water trickling down, rain,
like
water...
Mr. Agent. He
says Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Like, he says Mr. Anderson.
And he looks like one.
No,
he kind of has the haircut.
No, like, they said, he, like, they, I guess, cast him to look very similar to Agent Smith. And I'm like, I didn't really notice that before. And I looked at him like, it's a very similar guy. And, so that's me. And he's like, yeah, like, he's basically a controlling authoritarian figure that he's just like, he's barely just making it by. And then he's like, be at work at time or don't come in at all or find yourself another job. He's like, yes, Mr. whatever the fuck his name was. Yeah. And, I forgot the name because it's always like a strange name to me. It always stuck out. But, so he's like, yeah. And then he goes like, it's back to his desk. And he's just sitting there in his cubicle staring at a turned off computer. Like, he's just sitting there staring with his hands, like, palms down the, like, desk, which is awkward.
He's like a Sims.
Yeah, just a fucking NPC just in there just waiting for, input, which is the guy coming in like, Mr. Anderson? He's like, yeah, that's me. Or Thomas Anderson? And then he gets the phone, which is a Nokia something dope ass.
It looks it still holds up. It's still cool.
Like, how it snaps open, though, that was actually just a gimmick in the movie. Like, a set piece, they put a spring in there. And when people ordered it, around the time, because everybody wanted it. Like, everyone was super disappointed they didn't have the spring action in it.
They should have added it, yeah.
Yeah. I was the Samsung Matrix phone that they had for the second movie. It was, like, on my wish list. I was, like, saving up money. I was going to get that, and then I grew up and didn't.
Yeah. Also, like, every time Lawrence Fishburne says, yes. Throughout that whole, like, he does it like 2 or 3 times, and it's really funny.
So he gets the phone, it goes off, and he's like, just puts the phone in his ear, and he said, I don't even think he says hello, he's just like, Wolfie starts talking, right? I think he's just like...
He's like, they're there, or some shit. He's all like, the dudes are at the front.
He's like, do you know who this is? Oh, yeah, he's like, someone's like, do you know who this is? And he's like, Morpheus? He said, yeah.
Yeah, I love that, yeah.
He's like, who the fuck's, they're like, well, we don't have much time to talk. They're coming for you, Neo, and all that stuff. And he's like, who's coming? I'm like, just take a look for yourself. He looks out, as the people over the thing. He's like, shit. And they all turn and, like, look at him. So, clearly, like, how do they not see his, like, head ducked behind the cubicle?
Yeah, this is some video game, again.
So he's just like, fuck, what do I do? And he's like, hey, just do what I say. Keep cool, and then do it. And then you're like, he's diving out through cubicles and down the hall and shit. He gets to the office, at the end of the hall, and...
You tell him, like, you can either climb down,
or... Like, either you get to the scaffold to get to the roof, or you go in their custody. We leave the choice to you. So he has to go out the damn window, which is, like, again, on a big old office building like that, they just have a latch for windows. Like, people leap out of those things all the time. I just don't think it's a safe thing
where...
to have like a full like door-ass window fucking you can walk out of. I thought it was strange.
This is where I put my thesis statement. I lost my paper, unfortunately, for 3 and 4. I have all the other
I'm sure
ones.
you have them there somewhere.
I can't find it. I looked for it twice.
This is why you do it on computer. You
that's why I should have done it on a computer. But I put this is where I think Keanu Reeves is not a good actor in this movie. I think he's bad.
What? I mean,
I think because like there's this whole point where he's like, "How is this happening? How is this?" And I'm like, I don't buy this guy for a second.
Yeah.
And I literally, throughout these pages...
You had to poke that hole, didn't you?
I literally...
You know how much water's running out of that hole right now? A lot.
Dude, I literally wrote down any line I enjoyed from him, but it's become iconic. There's like 3 or 4, and the rest of them...
I was watching that video, and like, they pointed it out, I'm like, it's something like a...
It needs to be addressed.
Consciously and subconsciously avoided, like, paying attention to or, like, acknowledging. I'm like, it is... a rather flat delivery a lot from...
The Matrix succeeds in spite of Keanu Reeves, not because of
No! It's a happy mix.
If this movie depended on him, it would all fall
a dry, stoic, whatever, flatness. And the whole thing, nobody's all like charismatic except for that one dude. We'll get to him later.
He'd be pretty charismatic if it's like, my whole life has been ruined. I gotta go off of the building. Charismatic.
You know what I mean? We both said it wrong.
I blame it on you?
No, yeah. That was me.
Like, it's just like, oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, no. Like, what? Like, come on, man.
What's happening? But, like, he's just already kind of a flat, dry person. You know, like, computer programmers. They're all fucking nerdy, quiet.
In the movie. They shouldn't be putting the
nerdy,
fucking
quiet,
name in the movie, man.
Socially awkward people. Like, so, why would it be like? Even at the club, he's over there just, like, in the wall, like,
Like,
he's like a dark, already, like, soaking person. He doesn't like the world he's living in. That's why he's searching to get out, like, searching what's going on. Man. That's why he's aware of the Matrix, and he's aware of the fucking, Morpheus and shit.
I gotta be buying. I'm not buying.
He knew something was going on. And so, like,
I think you're adding a lot of you're coloring in the picture there.
Maybe like kind of relate to myself. Like I have just like a despotic kind of outlook on everything. It's just.
But would you be that flat if your whole life got fucking?
I don't know. I had to like teach myself to be this like open and charismatic and fucking social because like for a long time I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't say a word, so I get it. But I don't know.
I'm just saying I gotta.
His performance was a little, but everything else he did was great. It's like. Again, his physicality on film was
he was great. Yeah.
And, there's a few lines I really enjoy, like, when he's... We'll get to him.
Again, I wrote him down. There's literally a handful of lines I like from him.
Well, yeah.
A handful. I literally can write down every line I like. Lawrence Fishburne, I don't have enough paper. All right? I don't have enough paper for him.
His performance was masterful. Just like, I just like goosebumps all the time.
He's
almost every line he has. I'm like, oh.
It is like a Training Day situation with Denzel and everyone else in that movie. Like Lawrence Fishburne is just a head above anyone.
Ooh, see, we're gonna have fun on Training Day because I didn't really like
Training Day is fucking awesome.
We'll argue that one later.
But I'm just saying though, like there's those movies where one actor is just like. He's like LeBron James and everybody else is just playing Pee Wee.
Yeah.
And that's what fucking Lawrence Fishburne is.
Shit are bumping around, yeah. Lawrence Fishburne was.
He's so good.
Oh, chef kiss. So, anyway, so he's going out the window. He has to get around that great thing, which is like shit for me too. I'd be like, I ain't getting past that. I'm going to police custody.
No, 100%. No, I'm police custody too. I'm not climbing
somehow
that building.
Grab on both hands, like, hey, put the fucking phone in your pocket, dumb shit. First, and then second, like. I don't know, grab on both hands.
He could have had a better plan.
And maybe, he's sitting there trying to grab on with the phone in his hand, so like, put that shit in your pocket, dumb shit. And then he drops it anyway, like somebody down there just fucking died, on the ground. Anyway, so he doesn't get in police custody, and they see him, and then, alright. So they get him, and then they see Trinity, like, I don't know if they saw him, but he turned his head.
There's this really cool transition with the, like, lamp of the moped she's on.
Or the mirror.
Mirror,
yeah. The mirror. And, like, that's a big thing. There's a lot of mirrors in this movie, too, like, reflecting, I don't know if it's, like, supposed to be allegory of the fucking, the allegory of the cave, or, where the light shines, or, like, a reflection of people, or, like, a silhouette of them, so it's just, like, you're looking through... I forgot what the whole, what they were going for with all the reflections and shit. I forgot exactly what they were trying to accomplish with that, but I know it's significant.
I just give it credit for being very creative.
Yeah,
like, that could have just been a really basic
shot, like,
scene.
you know,
shot,
it's just like showing it, and like you have all like, you know, the angles that, you know, just see it through the mirror, then her face and all that. I just loved it. I thought it was very well shot too. I really did. So, so then we're in the interrogation scene.
Mm-hmm.
And Neo's in that fucking room. As they go into the room, you see him on a bunch of screens, right? And then it goes through the screen into, like, the room. Or, like, through the screen, in through the camera, through the lens of the camera, and into the room. Shot. You know, it goes all the way through. But if you know, like, spoiler alert, in the third movie with the architect, he has all those screens and shit. Yeah, so it's kind of like foreshadowing Colonel Sanders looking through, observing everything. He's always being watched, like, always being observed. So that, I like kind of how they shot that. Then the whole thing, you know, shaded green. You know, every time he's in the Matrix and dealing with stuff in the Matrix, the whole shot's tinted green. But then when he's in the real world and shit we'll get to later, you know, everything's tinted blue. And it's something I always noticed, but never really acknowledged for what it was. And when I got it pointed out to me, I was like, oh, dang, that's really, like, neat how they shoot different scenes of different tints based on what I just thought that was awesome. And so, yeah, so they're interrogating Neo, you know, trying to get him to, like, kind of fast about something. Like, really, like, what are they trying to, like, literally convicting him for something like that as real police? They're just trying to get the bug in him.
But there's, like, this really cool point, I think, with, Agent Anderson, where
Agent Smith.
Agent Smith, my bad. Agent Smith. Where, like, he's talking about how, like, all the other agents think I'm wasting my time. And I think it's kind of a little cool of a separation of him, like, the little nugget of that. Like, he's, like, doing something what the other agents don't agree with, and we kind of see that expanded on later with, like, the whole interrogation.
Well, that's before, like, they even know he's the one. They just know that Morpheus is interested in him. I think. Yeah. So, like, we gotta follow this lead, you know, we'll put a bug in it just to see what happened, you know. I'm guessing they knew that Trinity contacted them, that's how they found him at work, and, like, alright, we gotta get a hold of him now so we can bug him. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. And so, yeah, they interrogate him, you know, what good is a mouth if you're unable to speak? Or what good is a phone call if you're unable to speak? Because he wants his phone call real bad. His mouth starts fusing together.
That's a great horror scene. It's a horror scene inside of the movie, and I think that's, like, that's what makes it good. I love how they did, like, CGI and practical effects, and so, like, you know, they CGI part of it, and then by the end of it, it's like rubber and plastic thing. You know, it was like a rubber and plastic like face mask thing he wore, but it all looked like legit as fuck. And that thing, like, turned out, you know, it was like a little like fucking cyberpunk looking thing, like little tool like thing, and then they press the button and it just turns into like, you know, a semi-biological robot thing. I wonder if that thing was like an Easter egg of the robots, because it looks a lot like the robots. Well, no, it's supposed to be like, it's designed, it's from the robot, you know, world, and there's a program using that shit, so it's like a legit program, so they mimic a lot of bugs and shit, and like, if you go into it, like, bugs and stuff, some of them are like, you know, just naturally designed to be like, just, you know, flawless in what they, you know, that bug is intended to do, like, catch other bugs, or catch pollen, or whatever, you know, specifically designed for tasks, and I imagine, you know, an efficient thinking AI machine would design efficient whatever they need to do, whatever they need to do, you know. And then one more thing of that interview, Agent Smith at one point says, one of these lies has a future and one of them doesn't. Yeah. And I think that's kind of a fun reference to the movie as a whole, where, like, his life in the Matrix doesn't have a future, where his life outside the Matrix does. Or, so outside the Matrix, he had a future, like, it as a bleak one, but it was, you know, a future, but... Say it again. So, like, Agent Smith at one point says, one of these lies has a future and the other one does not, when he's referring to the hacker life. Yeah. Inside, and again, the hacker life is inside the computer, and then the one outside of the computer is the one where he says it has a future, so like, it's like... And, like, his hacker is Neo, so, like, are you Mr. Anderson on the outside, you know, goes to work, pays his taxes, helps his landlady with the garbage? Future. Or are you Neo, who's just, like, you know, a free, you know, individual just doing what the fuck he wants against the laws and shit like that. Like, yeah, one has a future, one doesn't. I'm like, that's just some kind of like cop or authoritarian bullshit to, like, I think that, do you want this comfort? You know, it could be a fun reference they always want to, like, you know, whole, though, put you in a whole box and shit like that. Well, no, you want to break free, and that's what he's trying to do, just break free. But again, I think it's a fun reference to the movie as a whole, because it's like one, like, the life he says doesn't have a future is the one in the computer. And the one, and the hacker. So it's like, I think it's kind of a fun nod to the movie as a whole. Where it's like, if he stays in the Matrix, it doesn't really have a future. Like, he's just going to die in that pot or whatever. Or if he gets out of it, he does have a chance to, like, change things and do things. I feel like I'd rather take the option, like, you know what's going to happen,
And it said here in like the next scene, like where that road leads. We'll get to that.
Yeah, no.
So anyway, like interrogation. He gets bugged, and then he all kinds of scary and horror stuff. He's flipping around, and then he wakes up in his bed flipping around, and he's just like, oh, it was a dream. Fuck. And then as soon as he wakes up, though, he gets a fucking call. It's Morpheus, and he's just like, this line is tapped. It must be brief. If they knew what I knew, you'd probably be dead. And he's like, what do you mean? What do you know? He's like, that you are the one, Neo. I'm like, motherfucker, did you just say it was bugged? Now you're just telling the whole juice over the fucking line?
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Like, well, and then, like, maybe at the Adams Street Bridge, I'm like, now you're just telling him where you're going?
Yeah.
On a tap phone? It's not like, in, like, our world or shit like that, or, like, in the old TV shit, like, oh, keep him on the line, 30 seconds, keep talking, so you can triangulate it. Nah, it's the Matrix. They should know everything, like, every word spoken over the thing. They can just get that line of code that was said for that moment, and, like, wouldn't the agents have been there ready to fucking murk them motherfuckers? Like,
I did think that. Like, the agents, someone could argue they're overpowered, but I think they're underpowered. Like, they should really know more than what's going on.
Like, they should be all over that. Like, they should have been, he's like, this line's tapped. Like, it's tapped already. The agents can listen because they're just, like, part of the whole fucking...
I think the problem when you really think about the Matrix, though, is why wouldn't the robots just lobotomize it?
Well, then we wouldn't be able to function and produce.
Well, they're still alive. They're still sitting there.
Yeah, but we're gonna half-mass like.
I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about
dealing with stuff in our lives, and like it'll increase your heat and your anger and stuff, and it'll put out more heat and anger and get your blood flowing. I don't know, maybe.
Any biologist let us know.
Yeah, using us as batteries. It's like And then also, what the original writing of it is not batteries. It's actually. We'll get to that. They're supposed to be processors. Like processing, using human brains to process these big programs and shit. Yeah, basically Bitcoin miners. Like, so, anyway, we'll get to that. So, when he says go meet him at the bridge, he goes, meets Trinity, APOC switch in the car. They extract the bug, which is all kinds of crazy. This cool little machine they pull out of nowhere. Just like, no, I love this cyberpunk esque of it. Like, they plug the shit into the fucking cigarette, lighter thing. It's in, like, old school car. And again, it's raining like a motherfucker out. And, like, in the whole scene where they're talking, doing shit, you look behind them and there's just, like, constant rain going down. It's like the fucking Matrix code again. In the back, in a window of the car. And so, that's cool. And, like, they put the gun on him just in case, he could turn into an agent. Because he's, like, still part of the system.
Yeah.
So I was always like, why'd you put the gun up on his face like that? And I'm like, oh, because he could. Agent to pop in and kill them all real quick, So they get the fucking bug thing out, and he's like, "Shit, that thing was real."
Yeah, no, he didn't know. Yeah,
they get it in the thing, and then like it just turns back into its like original latent form, just like looks like a little gizmo thing. And I always thought that was really cool. Just like turns back into the shit. Then so they get there, and then they pull up to the fucking building where Morpheus is at, and again that shot, I love it from like way up high, and all that water coming off the building, and shit's just rainy. It's just like very Dark City. If you haven't seen it, like Dark City and fucking Batman-ish, like just dark and Gotham-like. I love it. And so goes see Morpheus, and
he lets you know what the Matrix is.
This is one of the most epic and most iconic scenes, especially like when he walks in and turns around. He's like, "Hello, Neo."
Yeah.
He's like, "You might have guessed, I am Morpheus." And it was just fucking epic as shit. His fucking outfit's just like, what is that? It's just epic. I don't even know what's going on.
It's cool,
it's cool looking as fuck. Those fucking glasses that just like sit on his nose, stupid fucking cool. Like, what the fuck?
And then all the things he says in there, like, you're a slave, Neo.
Yeah, so...
You were in bondage in a prison that doesn't have smell or taste or whatever.
You're born into prison, born into bondage, born into a world that you cannot smell, nor taste, nor touch. A prison for your mind.
Yeah.
I was like...
It's genius, dude. Like, shit, yeah.
Yeah, like, I've had that quote in my head for a long time, and then it's just like... a couple other quotes. I wish I had fucking wrote down a few more quotes that you said. Oh, it's like, you felt your whole life, you're sitting there talking about the Matrix. It's like, you always knew something was wrong in the world. It's like, you've known your whole life. Like a splinter in your mind driving you mad. And that shit, always like, I love that quote. It's just like, a splinter in your mind driving you mad. There's something that's just like, it just itch at you forever. You just can't, like, get to it. And I don't know if you remember the song. I fucking forgot the title of my own damn song, but I used a lot of clips from this movie and stuff in it. Go check out my music. Big Z Trip 8, YouTube.
Big Z Trip 8 on YouTube.
Anyway,
I actually have a reference to your music, like, straight up.
Sweet. Yeah, because I speak about a lot of these things because I was heavily influenced by this movie, like, growing up. And then, so it's like, has a choice. Blue pill, red pill, like.
Wait. I gotta say. VR is like the Matrix, where you have to experience it. What I thought was fun, I could tell you about the virtual reality.
So of course I can't tell you what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, and it's like that's how VR is. I could sit here and tell you about Beat Saber all day, but until you play Beat Saber, and I thought that was kind of a very fun thing I noticed.
Yeah.
How virtual reality is kind of like the Matrix in this.
Oh no, it's getting there. I mean, to a certain extent, it's getting there. Especially with like fucking Muskie, plugging people into the fucking computer. Yeah. Like, I'm good. I don't want ads zap straight to my brain things.
No, fuck that. If it gets hacked, dude. That's a nightmare.
Not for me.
Well, now you have to answer my first question: blue pill or red pill?
Well, the red pill. I even have it in a song. Popping red pills all day. I know truth be hard to swallow, cut.
Dude, I'm a blue pill all the way. Blue pill. And it sucks that Cypher...
My life sucks enough. So I can eat goop all day. I can always...
fuck eating goop,
I can eat the goop real quick and then just go plug into the fucking Matrix thing real quick and just go have a fine steak dinner real quick. And I'm like, alright. And then
Nah, dude. I'm good. I'm living in the Matrix, dude. Nah, I want the real world. I am a blue pill guy.
Because once you know, then you have all that training. And then to pass up being able to fucking... We'll get there too, but have stuff just downloaded in your brain and now you know shit. I would literally assimilate every library, anything ever written.
Yeah, but I gotta live in fucking Zion.
Zion.
No, fuck that,
dude. That's a big party fuck fest. Yeah. Did you not see? Okay,
the orgy caves.
Spoiler alert again. Yeah, orgy caves and stuff. Fuck yeah, I'm all up in it.
It's fucking 10 degrees. It's like Iowa winter all the time.
They are sweaty as hell. They're next to the core of the earth. Come on.
I'm not gonna live in this one fucking shithole in the fucking underground. I am
real humans. You can actually get real nookie down.
Dude, dude, digital nookie, dude, if I hook up with the agents, they hook me up like Cypher, I'm gonna be living the fucking high life, man.
Yeah, but only if you have agents or somebody, part of the fucking main system, the main actual Matrix.
Who knows the wheels and deals I could make? If you become the Illuminati in the Matrix, you might be able to make some deals.
The Illuminati are right now. They're like, oh, we're the people who fuck around, the Merovingian shit coming up later. That's the next movie. We keep skipping X. We know too much.
but it is fun. I'm blue pill. It sucks that Cypher is the movement.
But why would you get that far? Not I'd have to know more.
Nah, dude. I'm good.
You want to know more? Yes, I want to know more.
The blue pill, the red pill is a risk of your whole life, but you might be paralyzed.
But he ain't have no life anyway. She gave it.
Well, yeah,
she gave an option in the door. It's all the way to the highway. He's fine, and he gets out. She's like, "Hey, man, you've been down that road. You know exactly where it goes. I know that's not where you want to be." And he knows that's yeah, fuck that. What happened?
Maybe Neo's punk ass. Maybe Neo's punk ass. But my life, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Who gives a fuck? I ain't got nothing. Yeah, your life, yeah, you enjoy it. It's cool. My life, I'm I enjoy it well enough, but I'm fuck it. I'm taking the red pill, and I don't give a shit if it's acid or if it's fucking acid that burns you, not acid that trips you.
Yeah.
It was acid that's this dude just killed me. Taking pills from strangers, especially these super super suited up, very serious dark place. People, I'm just taking random pills. Yeah, fuck it.
Out of context, it is wild to think about. You taking this pill, they're it's going to change your whole reality.
Yeah, you guys hacked my computer. Y'all calling me on the phone and stuff. I was searching it up on the internet, and I don't even know, you're a terrorist of some kind. And they're now you're all trying to get me to take a pill.
And you're saying it's going to change everything I've ever known.
Yeah, everything you ever know. You're y'all serious? The Matrix is a thing. I've heard about it, but y'all for reals? It's it'd be so much to take in.
Yeah.
Is it real? Is it? This is probably going to be some acid or mescaline or something like that. Now I'm tripping balls thinking I'm in that shit, but no, it's actually,
Neo gets mind fucked multiple times within a half hour. Where, he gets the thing pulled out of him and he didn't think that was real. And then he's taking this pill and then there's a mirror scene and
Yeah, then he gets eaten by a fucking mirror.
Yeah, that'd be, that's 3 mind fucks within a half hour, dude.
Yeah. And so, he gives him the choice. Blue pill, red pill is remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Love it. Great thing. And so he thinks about it, and then his hands in the reflection of his glasses, the blue pill, his hand's not over it, but over the red pill, you can see it. So it's just like you already kind of know he's gonna pick the red pill.
Mm-hmm.
He takes it, and he's like, he's got that look like yes, and then like closes up the box and hops up and takes him to another room, and got all this fucking cyberpunk dopeness like all hooked up everywhere, and you know, he's making sure like, hey, you did all this too, Trinity? You know, you're the first one I met. You're hot, so I'm gonna trust you. You know.
Yeah.
And fucking. So he yeah. So like he gets all hooked up, all that shit, and he's like, what was like, the pill you took was part of a trace program. It's designed to interrupt your input-output carrier system, so we can find your direct location. We didn't quite know what it means, but it's like, oh, in the fields and shit where he gets unplugged, we gotta know where he got flushed. You know.
Yeah.
So he takes the pill and he's like, and the cipher's like, buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy, because Kansas going by.
Dude, I wrote that down because I'm like, that doesn't reassure me.
Yeah.
That is not a good thing to say to someone tripping.
Yes, sir.
Dude, to someone tripping, I'm like, I'm going to die, dude.
Like, if that was some crazy drug he gave me and I'm tripping balls, or if that's like, some weird shit and I'm about to get unplugged, I'm fucking stoked.
Nah, dude. I am freaking out. I am sweating.
Go.
I am freaking out if he says that. Like, oh, dude, Kansas is going away.
I'm like, please don't be teasing me. Like, please. Like, be legit. And then, hell, he had the most legit experience. So, yeah, pops the red pill. He goes in there, gets all hooked up, and then he sees this, like, mirror is broken, and then all of a sudden the brake fixes itself. So he's like, what the fuck? Like, anybody else see that shit? You seen this shit? And nobody else seems concerned, so he's like, I'm just gonna go touch it, because that's monkeys do. Like,
yeah.
Let's see what that is. And fucking goes and touches it, and the shit sticks to him. Like, stupid idea. Like,
a really cool effect, though.
I immediately regret doing this. But, yeah. And then, like, all of a sudden it's urgent, like, why when they're like, hey, don't touch it yet, we're not ready, No, they let them touch it, and they're like, shit, now we gotta scramble to, like, make sure, because I don't know, if they're not locked in before the fucking shit gets them, like, I don't know what that all is supposed to do. Is, like, basically taking over his whole body to, like, delete it down, I guess?
I think it's like a GPS system.
Like that, the silver shit, this is all happening in Matrix, so it's nothing, like, to him, but for the pill, like, I'm guessing it did something to his, like, body or something like that, so it's like started fluttering around, and like their sensors could pick up like, oh, it's over there, and then they can fly over and pick him up where he got flushed from. So I wasn't really sure, but like silver shit covered them all up. It's like, this is your image, this is what you are, save and delete or something. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, kind of save the blueprint, now delete this template. Well, we have the template saved, so like, because he disappears, then all of a sudden he's waking up in the pod.
Yeah, and the pod is horrifying.
Which is crazy. Yeah. Just crazy. Like the red color of it. Was like,
all the tubes in him.
Yeah, all the tubes in him. Basically the placenta sac. And so, like, he wakes up and he has to burst through like an egg, like, baby fucking bird coming out the egg, which is, that would be your first instinct, like, just reach out. And then fucking
robot shows up,
pulls that huge thing out of his fucking throat, which is like, that'd just be horrifying. While the shit's still hanging from me, it'd just be like the biggest fuck in the head. Like, man, I was just in this room getting eaten by a damn mirror, and now I'm like, I'm in this like
H.G. Geiger
giant
fucked up
fucking field craziness of these huge tower buildings, lightning bolts going through them, and like, what the fuck, dude? I'm skinny and weak and bald and feeble and covered in goo. It's just like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden,
fuck on top of mine.
Then a giant fucking spider flying fucking bug robot come up and just choke him. It's just a mind fuck. I can't.
And the robot's scary looking, dude. He's not a low looking motherfucker.
10 little cameras looking at him or whatever, like, visors or something. Goes up, looks at him, like, kind of inches in more, like, it's like menacing looking at it. Unscrews all the fucking, or like disconnects the main thing, and then all the other ones start popping up. Just like, that just seems so. And then as soon as he gets done with that, it just gets flushed. Like, the thing, and it just streaks out the side. Yeah. It's just like, damn, man. And then going down this huge fucking tunnel hole that looks just nasty. Yeah. It looks terrible nasty. I was just like, man, you got soft skin from being soggy and stuff. Like, his booty got scraped up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But, like, then he falls in the water, and I'm like, fuck, that dude can still stay above water, even though
He
he
was
never
barely
used his body
swimming,
before.
though.
He's like slapping
Yeah,
around. But he's still making it, and then they come and get him with that big ass hand looking fucking.
I thought it looked like a claw machine. Like,
Yeah,
it'd be
like a
funny
claw
if it was just
machine,
a shit.
and
Like, and they just kept dropping the one,
grab him by the foot and just slipped down. Like, ah! Trying to grab it. Yeah. So they get him up there, and they get him inside, and he's just all like, fuck, I just got like shitted out after getting eaten by a mirror and fucking fucked over by some flying spider asshole robot. Looking at him, he's like, welcome to the real world.
He's like a baby, dude. He's like a bald little baby.
Well, he was. That's like birthing, basically. Like death and rebirth. So, yeah, then got him on the examining table, like getting him all fixed up. He's got all those fucking acupuncture. A bunch of acupuncture needles, like big, heavy ones, too, looking. And I think I heard or saw somewhere that that was actual action. Like, they stuck him.
Yeah.
For a bunch of parts of the body, and some of it was CGI, I think. But stuck him for a bunch of it. And was like...
Again, send me back.
He's
Blue
like...
pill, bro.
Your muscles have atrophied. We're rebuilding them. He's like, yeah, you've just been laying in goo forever. So again, how did he fucking keep himself swimming if you're just like, he didn't have no muscle things? He's like, why did my eyes hurt?
Because you've never used them before. I love that line.
So epic. Like,
yeah, that's such good shit.
When he first said it, when I first, I was a kid when I watched it, it was still like, oh, why was it? Oh, like, reveal it right away, but I'm like,
that's brilliant.
That's
awesome.
Great,
great little line.
Nice touch. Fucking excellent. And so, fixing up his nodes and shit like that. Alright, which to me, when I see the nose and shit, like you wake up, I just feel like they'd be real itchy. I don't know why. I just like, I just want to scratch.
Again, I don't want to be in the real world. I am. Don't
worry,
unless I'm the one, like unless I'm Neo, like send me back, dude. That's the only way I'm like, fine, I'll do it because I have to. But if I don't have to, fuck that.
And so yeah, after that he wakes up.
Morpheus, I think, is like talking to him about. Because he's asking questions to Morpheus.
No, that's a little later. First wakes up, shit.
He gets the history lesson.
Yeah, it's time for training, and like,
because it's not
so he talks to him and shit like that, so he's just like, oh yeah, Morpheus comes in, he's like, what's going on, where am I, all that stuff. He's like, what's more important than where is when. He's like, well, when am I? And he's like, I think it's 1999 is more like 2199, and he's like, can't tell you exactly, because we don't know. He's like, I can only explain so much, like, come on, let me come show you. So, you get introduced to the ship, the Nebuchadnezzar, which is King of Babylon during the... Anyway, so he meets the Nebuchadnezzar, then he meets the other members of the crew.
Alright, wait, I gotta pause you here.
Yeah.
What is your Matrix?
My Matrix name?
Yeah, because there's Dozer, Cypher, Morpheus. What's your Matrix name?
I already have Xander.
Xander? That's fine.
What? Xander totally fits in the Matrix.
No, we already got it. Yeah, I thought you were going to come up with something. Here's my pit. I sat here and thought about it for a long time. Mole rat, catfish.
Mole rat.
I don't know, I thought it'd be funny. Mole rat, catfish, orangutan, like the monkey. And then I got Humvee, trash compactor, and hamster.
I mean, maybe if we're watching, like, the,
let me have my Matrix name, man. Why do you gotta take me down here?
The all that version of the Matrix, or I don't know.
The comedy version?
Yeah, comedy spoof skit version.
Oh my god, I just thought I think orangutan is my favorite. I think
it's something like, I don't know, Blazer or something. I don't know, some shit like,
I just thought the names were really funny, like Dozer, Tank, Cypher, Trinity, I don't know.
Well, Cypher, Trinity, those are specific names that have specific meanings. I fucking didn't write down the Cypher, but it's basically alluding to he's the Judas of Jesus. The Cypher means something. God damn it, I should look it up real quick. The Cypher means something, and then like Trinity, like the Trinity, the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, so shit. Jesus in there, obviously, blah blah. I know there's the three main cast members, so like Morpheus may be the Father, Trinity is the Holy Ghost, and Neo is
Jesus.
Father, Son, is the Son. The Son. So I don't know. You can go that way.
But again, I thought it'd be fun to have a Matrix thing.
Yeah. I think my name's Anders. That'd fit right in.
That's lame.
You're lame.
officially lame answer from this side.
Okay, if I had to come up with a new one,
you gotta have a new one, dude.
Gage.
All right, I'll accept it.
Or Cage or something like that. I don't know, like that. No. What's the one? What's his name from fucking Pitch Black?
Oh fuck,
Riddick, sorry.
That's pretty cool, Riddick.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, so gets to meet the
crew. Yeah.
Gets to meet the crew, and then he gets plugged in. They're like, hey, right, sit down in the chair. We'll show you how this works. and then gets plugged in, which I'm like, damn, the motherfucker just woke up.
Yeah, you give him
after like
years.
He got unplugged, shitted out after getting fucking manhandled by an aggressive spider robot, and then like shitted out, and then rebuilt. His hair's fully bald, and then by the time the scene happens, he's got some hair. So it's been like, I don't know, a few days, a week. He's been out of it. Then he wakes up in his suit. He wakes up and he's like walking around. You like plug him back into the goddamn Matrix. At least their little subversion of it, not the full big one, the construct or whatever.
Matrix adjacent.
Yeah, different computer somewhere. So they're in there. I'm like, damn. I was like, just slow down. Can you just like get acclimated for like 10 minutes?
Let the guy breathe, man.
He hasn't breathed. He hadn't even had a meal at that point. There was some food,
Some shit goo.
Like she brought, what's Trinity brought?
Trinity, yeah.
No, she brought some food after the first training day. This day. So, like, yeah, he didn't have no food yet, nothing. Like, bitch, just like, slow down a little bit. Anyway, they jack him in, and he's like, this is the construct. It's all white and shit like that. And then, his residual self-image, that's why he's like, why don't I have plugs? And he's like, this is what your brain thinks you look like. And I always thought it was like body dysmorphia. It's like, my brain thinks I'm a super big fat ass. Yeah, semi-fat ass.
I thought it was weird how the Wachowskis didn't do more with that, with what they would do with...
Well, Switch was supposed to be a man in the Matrix, and then
that's what I was. Yeah, woman.
In the thing, but the Wachowskis talked
the execs or whatever.
The execs and shit. They're like, people aren't quite ready for that yet.
See, that's why again another reason I want to take the red pill is because I might be I want to be a woman. That's just
the blue pill.
Well, the red pill, because if I get out of the Matrix, I'm a chick. Then I got to deal with periods and stuff.
Well,
it's so much easier being a dude. That's just a fact.
It is. Well,
there's a lot more maintenance going on. I don't want to have to deal with that.
I know. That's why I gotta get up to the ladies.
They
have way better.
More credit to all you women out there.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Power to you. I believe in the divine feminines. That's not.
I'm happy to be a guy.
All legit. I'm happy to be a guy. Like, I give it up to you women. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah. So we have, he gets jacked into the Matrix again. He sees the construct, and then Morpheus, excuse me, basically gives him the rundown on the history, what happened, how we got here.
But, I get real quick. 1999 being, the year of the Matrix, and, of course it came out.
Yeah.
Genius marketing idea.
Oh,
Genius. Because they could have they could have fucked that up. They could have totally fucked that up.
30 years from now, 20, it's happened in 2015 or something,
Yeah. Brilliant. And then, I love Lauren, and this is where Lawrence,
But they were off, though, before you get on to the next one, they're off because, we marveled at our glory as we gave birth to AI. In 1999, now it's 2021, or 2023, 24 is when, AI.
Yeah, we figured that shit out.
It's we're 25 years behind schedule, but, we're here now, and it's terrifying. At the end of the show, I was going to talk about that a little more depth. The takeaways from this movie, that's
it's way more. The message comes off way stronger now than I.
Way stronger because it's we see it.
Yeah,
I think.
But real quick, what is real? All I wrote is what is real.
Oh yeah, so he's none of this is real, and he's like, what is real? How do you define real? If real is what you can taste, what you can touch, what you can smell and see, then real is simply electrical impulses interpreted by your brain. That was one of the quotes that just stuck with me for fucking ever.
Yeah.
When you really break it down and think about it, what is real? I feel like that's something people should be asking themselves a lot. I've had dreams.
Again, they have that.
Yeah, he has that too. It's have you ever had a dream that you thought was so real? Like when he was in the mirror scene, he's like, have you ever had a dream that you thought was so real? What if you're unable to wake from that dream? How do you know the difference between the dream world and the real world? When I was in New Orleans, I remember it was a Monday night. I went to sleep. For me, in my mind, I woke up the next day, did a bunch of shit, went to sleep. I went 4 days in a dream. I can recall the shit I ate, what happened at work and stuff. All kinds of things happened for 4 days. I remember going to sleep, waking up. And so I wake up 4 days later. It's supposed to be Friday. And my roommates, I was talking to them. They were just, hey, what are you doing today? Oh, that's Tuesday. I already did that. They're like, what are you talking about, man? It's Friday. I'm like, no, it's not. I told them all about it. And after they convinced me, and I checked all my phones and shit like that, because I thought they were fucking with me too. Maybe they changed the time and shit on my phone, and they're just to fuck me, because that's what they did. It didn't generally shook up. I cried a little bit, because I was like, no, dude, you don't understand. I just lived 4 days in a dream, and now you're telling me I didn't live any of it. It should be Friday, and it's Tuesday. And I just remember just freaking out about it. It was still to this day, it gives me the willies, because how do you know? How do I not know that this is not something I'll just wake up from in some other life somewhere and just be like, oh, that was a weird fuck dream.
That was wild.
Yeah, that was wild. It's a terrifying thought when you actually break down.
When But this scene is where I realized Lawrence Fishburne is the Matrix. Like, he carries this movie so hard. Like, so much of the dialogue.
Oh, yeah. And, like, the way he
him.
presents it, his presence,
yeah.
the way he moves about, it's just
if you take him out of this movie sucks.
Oh, yeah. And, like, who they're thinking about casting him for, I forgot, like, there's, like, now watching the movie, you couldn't imagine anybody else, like, playing these parts. And, I mean, I can imagine Keanu playing the part just maybe a little more... Zhuzh up a little bit, like
just more of a breathing human. You know what I mean? like, it's not crazy hard.
Yeah, it just kind of comes off as I don't know.
Again, you take Fishburne out of this movie done.
So what were we talking about?
What is real? AI, that whole little tutorial he gets there.
Oh, so like so Morpheus introduces Neo to like the history of it, like this shit happened a while back, the machines took over, and basically just boiling it all up to the whole pinnacle of like why are the machines take over humans and then breeding them for putting
not
in pods.
Not even breeding them though, they're making them out of like powder, right?
No, they're like they're I don't know how
I think they make them out of cake batter, dude.
No, you don't have the breakdown of it, but like I'm guessing they just artificially inseminate.
Nah, dude, they're making them out of cake batter, dude. It's
like
it's not cake batter, but like it's like they're making them. They're just.
Did they even talk about it?
No, they do talk about it. They 100% talk.
When did they
talk
about it?
You have forgotten.
I just watched the damn thing twice.
I swear to God. I swear to God. They are not making... People aren't... Because it's like Tank says...
Well, like you said, like, where humans are no longer born, we're grown.
Yeah, because they're made out of cake batter or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, they never specify how grown. Like, they just
like some weird shit.
They take an egg out of a woman, take some sperm out of some dude, just make it in a petri dish real quick.
It's some weird shit.
An artificial womb, because they're in an artificial womb the whole time. Like, how big do they gotta be to start plugging them in? Like, are they just like little...
I think they plug them in as babies, but then, you know...
Well, like, yeah. What, you're still like an embryo? Are they gonna plug in an embryo?
I don't know, that's a good question.
Little tiny wires, like nano wires into the fucking... I don't know.
So... You couldn't get much juice off that, though.
So, anyway, he boils it all down, though. Like, the human body creates 120 BTUs of body heat and so many volts. I'm like, pretty sure those numbers are fucked. And it just doesn't really work like that.
We just need it for the movie. Like,
yeah. And so, like, and this part, I just learned the other day, looking up shit for this show, was that they originally wanted it to be like the humans were processing units. So they're like, each brain was a little CPU. And so, but at the time, they were just like, it's already hard enough, like, we're stretching the bounds of people's understanding of computers and technology already. Let's just, like, call them batteries. They're batteries. They're giving power. And so they had to create that and whatever.
It's funny because, like, if this movie was made today.
Yeah, like, we totally get it. It's like, it's like a Bitcoin farm, you know? They're all sitting there calculating numbers for the overall, like, so it's just, now most of the population.
You could have even done a lot of fun things of, like, everybody's job's an accountant or something. Because, like, they're all doing math, you know? You could have...
And when we talk about when Agent Smith talks about, like, the earlier editions of...
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Like,
that's such a great scene.
Yeah, so we'll get there. That's gonna be a long conversation on that, because I've been ready to talk about that one. And there's a lot of decent quotes in there, too, I think.
Yeah.
And so... Yeah, so... He tells him all that. He's like, I don't believe it. Like, I want out. Get me out. Like,
dude, I'm telling you, blue pill, baby.
And he fucking, like, straight cracked. Get him out, and Cypher's like, he's gonna pop. You know? And it's just like, he does, like, pop. I think throws up.
That's another thing I really appreciate about this movie is, like, Neo fails a lot, and I love that. Like, it's cool that Neo just doesn't...
Yeah, it's like the whole hero arc.
Yeah,
like, you know, they don't believe themselves, they don't think they can fail, and then,
But again, a lot of movies don't do that nowadays. Like, Mulan, she's perfect...
That's what I remember hearing about.
When she comes out of her womb, you know what I mean? So, like, there is no hero's journey. So, it's like, there's a lot of movies.
But, like, even in the animated one, though, like, she's in there struggling.
No, exactly. Exactly why the animated
I haven't even watched the first one yet.
No, I can't wait. I can't.
Like, we should like a shit list, like, hey, like, just shit movies, here, makes our shit list or something like that.
Dude, Mulan 2020 has to be
I know you want to waste my time on it.
No, but it'll be like, it's such a good episode, though. Just to tear it into we need to do it for our mom, dude. That's Beyond the Dead.
Like, dread.
Oh, get out of here, dude.
I dread doing that.
No, I can't wait for the Joker. I can't wait.
The Joker's so good.
I'll try to go with an open mind, but I'm prepared. I am prepared to railroad that.
All right, we're going to get one on that one. At least, like, we agree on this one, and it's already, like, lively enough, like, when we disagree, it's going to be...
it's going to be bad, yeah. I'll be like...
right up in
you'll be like, this scene was amazing. I'll be like, it sucked.
We're going to break this shit down. I'll be like, fuck you. Yeah.
It's in the bloods.
If you're lucky you're my blood, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you, so bitch.
Alright, so, what Morpheus comes to visit him is like, usually we don't free people after they reach a certain age because we're just so used to the way things are, it's just hard for the mind to adjust. And he's like, I've seen it before and I'm sorry. Like, wow, how many other people you fucking pulled from the Matrix thinking it was me, the one, and you fucked it? I don't know.
It's
clearly, like, all the other people they have like some background in hacking and like computer shit.
Well, that's what's kind of cool about it is like everybody serves a purpose in that squad. Kinda, yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's really, like, they had to build up to Neo. Like, you can't just go for Neo. You need all these guys to build the jump
the squad. Yeah. Like, so Trinity did the IRS database, and then fucking APOC, I don't know, hacked into some and set off some weapons of mass destruction. Or no, like, did a virus that fucked up, like, a whole lot of shit. That's what, like, I don't know, I saw on a video. I'm saying what got Morpheus' attention. Yeah. Got them unplugged, so they're all, like, did big, badass things on the outside, you know, or in the Matrix, and was like, they got, you know, skills. Yeah. And so bring them in. I forgot what Mouse did. There was something.
I have a lot to say about Mouse. Right now.
Well, yeah, he's also, like, one of the main programs on the ship, though, you know. Yeah. So the program. But anyway, so Morpheus comes season basically told him why he did it, like, who. I think he was like, the Oracle told me I'd find the one. He's like, I've been searching my whole life for you, and the reason why I did it is because I had, you know, I think you're the one.
Then they do Training Day, the real Training Day.
Yeah, and then, like, and then when he wakes up the next time, it's fucking Tank coming in, and he's just like the most chipper fucking charismatic guy. Yeah, it's just like amped up, and he just like, I don't know, just his smiling face and everything. It's just like, you just feel like warm and comfy, like, yeah, like everything else seems shady and scary, but like this guy seems alright, you know. Like,
as long as Tank's here, I'm
like, I like that guy. I trust him, and he's a real human. Yeah, okay, he ain't got no plugs. I like him.
Also, the actor wanted too much money, and that's why he's not in the sequel. I know that.
I was gonna bring that up because it pissed me off. Because like at the end of the movie, I was like, anyway,
they made so much money.
We'll get to. I'm like, just do it for the fans, dog. Like, you brought such a different energy to the whole thing. It was fucking dope. And anyway, so he gets it all hooked up.
And this is where we gotta talk about chip learning. Putting the chip in your brain and learning.
So it's like, I'm supposed to go with these operation bullshit, but it's like major boring shit. Like, let's do something more fun, combat training.
Also, like, as a video gamer, that's how I do every video game. Like, fuck the tutorials, I'm just gonna jump to the cool shit. I don't need to learn how to shoot a gun.
Nah, I need tutorials.
You fucking nerd. Yeah, you fucking nerd.
I just want to be able to, like,
this might be the one time,
get a feel around. And
like, if you're putting shit in my brain, this might be the one time I do a tutorial. Because I'm like, you know?
No, like, I think it's like operations things. It was more like kind of general info of how to run the ship and what these levers do and that thing.
That's kind of some useful information, though.
This is how you log into your fucking the Matrix.
That might be
this is how you upload stuff onto the construct so you can load yourself in.
I think I would want to know.
When you get loaded in later, they have all that shit. It's like the loadout for a video game. Like, hey, this is how you do it. I don't know. I feel like
I feel like I want to know that.
Yeah, operation stuff like tutorials, like. Yeah, let's do like combat training. Like, we'll teach you all these like fighting like things, and then next we'll teach you how to like drive every vehicle, fucking, you know, all this other stuff. Teach you about all kinds of things. So you're just like this. I literally like he's like 10-hour straight some machine. He'd be like, dude, it's been 10 days and dude still ain't unplugged. I'm like, yeah, I'm just.
It would be amazing. Everything. It would be so cool. Yeah.
Give anything in my whole life to have this, and like just have like whole libraries full of these things. I just.
You'd be a god. You'd be a god, dude.
I would just and actually have like total recall of everything and just be like, oh yeah, and like, be able to like all that information, be able to make associations between all of it. Mm-hmm. So you can actually use it. Like, damn, that would be something else. I would just, I'm
already impressed. As a kid,
I've like dreamt about it.
Like, when people drop a quote on me, I'm like, that's impressive. Like a movie, like, you know, like, I'm like, I don't feel like average person.
So, for me, I'm like, movie quotes and shit like that, like, I get pretty particular. I know I've kind of fudged up a couple tonight.
And this is one of the few good Keanu lines. I know Kung Fu.
He's like, yeah, I know Kung Fu.
And I was like, that's like one of the good ones.
Lawrence Fishburne countered with something better. He's just sitting there, like, stroking his chin, just like, show me. And I'm like, you know, just the way it is, like, okay, motherfucker, you think you're bad? Here you go. Like, and so he's like, show me. And then all of a sudden he's like, this is a sparring program. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it explains, like, it's a simulation, but it, like, maybe some rules of gravity and stuff like that. Some rules may be bent, others may be broken. This is, like, foreshadowing, like, hey, you're in the Matrix. But it still, like, operates under these rules, but simulation. Fuck that shit up. And so they just started combating in the most epic epic of fucking badass ways. Like, it's
I
just...
love the, like, lunchroom, elementary lunchroom of, like, Morpheus is fighting Neo, and you see everybody jump over the table.
I was sitting there just like, I haven't watched it in probably a year or two or something like that fully through, just like actually sitting down and watching it. Sometimes just put on a background noise. I was sitting there watching it, and it's like him flying us, like, loud and shit. He's like, Morpheus fighting Neo. All the motherfuckers like, oh shit! Like, I gotta check that shit out. Like, going over the tables and shit. Like, I don't know who's on the way back, but like, you can see him scurrying off. Like, like, oh shit! Whatever it is. I was like, that's just great. Especially if you think about it, like, they're just crewing on a ship. Yeah, medieval shit all fucking day, all the time. Like, this is awesome action. Like, because
some cool shit's going on.
Yeah, like, so it's like, could be the one, so everyone's just like, oh shit. That was one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, fucking for sure. And so, so they're all combating and shit, and then it stops and starts, the fight stops and starts, like, what, twice? Maybe 3 times?
Yeah.
Like, twice, and then at the third fight is when it all ends. But the first one, he's like, how did I beat you? He's like, you're too fast. He's like, do you think, in this place, like, my strength and speed have anything to do with my muscles in this place? And he's like, breathing heavy. He's like, you think that's air breathing now?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And it's just like, he walks away, like, an inquisitive, like, look, and just kind of walks off, and Neo's just, like, breathing, and he's like, what? And then Morph's over there again. I'm like, shit! Yeah. And they have, like, different, like stance styles and everything. It's fucking dope. And at one point in the whole fight sequence, like, they do, like, this kick thing, and, like, if you look at the body position, it's like yin and yang, it's kind of dope. And, like, the one's wearing black out, white, it's fucking dope.
Also, there's, like, the Star Wars thing I noticed here, where, like, the tech of the Matrix is super advanced, but then, like, the tech outside of the Matrix is really shit. Like, if you look at the shitty little CRT they're watching the fight on.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a really cool...
Well, it's because, like, it's kind of, like, haphazardly put together, like, ships and everything. They couldn't standardize everything because, like, they're the same class of ships, but each ship's going to be, like, a little different because they're just kind of winging it together as best they can.
But again, it's like Star Wars, where, like, the space travel is super advanced, but everything around space travel is
like,
shit.
their ships are just, like, janky, like, painted together, like, how, like... You trust your shields? Like, dude, like, one micro dust thing is just gonna rip a hole in this whole out, just like, like, but, you just have faith in it, like, now driving down the road in the whole beater, like, it'll be fine, But it's just, like, the whole perspective of it is, it's crazy.
And then in the fight, they're like, think you are, know you are.
Yeah, don't think you are, know you are. And that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've also, like, hung with me, I should have wrote that quote down, like, toward the last few scenes, I'm like, quote, like, make sure I get these quotes in. It's just like, don't think you are, know you are. And it goes for, like, a whole lot of things, like, I've done a lot of, getting imposter syndrome and, like, working with some chefs and stuff like that. Sometimes I was, like, really intimidated. I'm like, man, I know I got this. Like, I know I know my way around the kitchen. I know my way around food. I got this. But I had to, like, that quote kind of came on my mind. Just like, don't think
you gotta fake it till you make it, man.
Yeah, and, like, I wasn't even thinking. I actually knew my shit.
Yeah.
And, like, so it's just like, but these people were so established and known and everything like that. I was just like, well, I just deserve to be around these giants, I'm just like a little guy. But, like, by the end of it, I'm like, I'm fucking thug giant with the rest of y'all.
I always say, like, if you want to be, like, a game developer or something, you can't put those guys on pedestals. You gotta, I can be that guy. Yeah, I can be that dude.
You're just another dude, because I'm about to do it too, And I love that perspective. That's a brilliant way of looking at things, I think.
I think if you put them on a pedestal...
Give me some knuckles. Yeah, there you go.
You put them on a pedestal, you'll never reach it. Never reach it.
Exactly. Yeah. Love it.
Again, to me, I don't want to get into my big thesis statement, but, like, to me, the movie The Matrix is not about the system or simulation. It's about belief. It's about...
It's almost like a self-help book.
Yeah, no, really. That's what I took out of it. There's a quote. There's one quote by the Oracle.
I know, like, it gets...
And I'm like, that is so... I put motivational as fuck. This gets me going.
When we get to the jump scene, that's like... Yeah. We're almost there, but, like, that's my... I'll explain.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited.
So...
But, like, wait, I got some more stuff on the Kung Fu stuff. I love how it's like you think it's the training of the body, but it's really the training of the mind.
Exactly.
And it's just like, that's so cool. It puts you on your head as an audience.
And like, that's what I alluded to wrestling and shit. I had a coach and he was like, they were like, wrestling is 80% mental, 20% like physical. Mm-hmm. And like, I've gone up against opponents far weaker than me. Like, I was physically just bigger, stronger, faster, all that stuff. But they just knew every move that I knew and the counters to them. and everything else, they were just like geniuses. And they just whipped my ass. I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't muscle them. Like, I couldn't, my muscle was no good because they was like, get right out. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And like, so it's just always, like, it's a mental game. Like, yeah, like, that shit's mostly mental. I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like Bruce Lee had a quote, I'm sure he did. Like, you know, about mind. Everything's in the mind, dude. Or like, you know, Sun Tzu, like, you gotta beat he wins the battles. Is like, he beat his opponent in his mind 1,000 times. You know, the person who beats their opponent 1,000 times in their mind will be the victor on the battlefield, because it's just like, you know, or it doesn't. Like, if you lost 1,000 times in your mind, then you're gonna lose. You know, it's just kind of where your mind's at.
And then, like, he also says for the first time in this scene, I can show you the door, but you have to be the one to open it.
Exactly. Yeah. I've used that in, like, my life a few times. The biggest one is, like, when I was choosing to move from mom's to my dad. Dad's like, I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it. Like, these are your options. You have to make the choice to go, like, you know, stay there.
You gotta
like,
do it.
Come down. And I'm like, I was scared. It's like, everything I ever known, I'm leaving and shit, going to Kansas City, to, like, this big city, when I'm from a fucking hick town on a farm. And so it chose the door, and I chose my path. But it changed my life kind of different way. I make the choice. All life is choices, and that's a big theme throughout the whole movie. It's like choice. You choose to be doing the same mundane shit, or like change your life, or you can choose to fucking give up or not believe in yourself and fail, or you can choose to fucking believe in yourself and, you know, accomplish what you need to accomplish. And so, anyway, yeah.
Then we move on to the jump program.
Well, the jump program. And so yeah, we get to the jump program. This is my one of my favorites, if not my favorite scene of the movie. Or at least the quote, at least. And so we get to the roof, and it's just like, we just start saying, like, you gotta let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind. And then he just, like, takes a few steps and hooks himself over to the other building, like, God mode leap.
And then this is the only of second, good Keanu Reeves lines. Whoa.
Yeah, he's whoa. He nailed that one word, didn't he?
Yeah. That's like iconic, dude. People use that memes all the time.
Yeah, I have seen it quite a few memes. But that quote, though, you know, you gotta let it go, fear, doubt, and disbelief.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I like, before every job interview I ever had, all that shit, any sort of big decision, big thing I'm about to do, anything, ask the chick out, anything, I play this in my head. To go to a job interview, I'll play that shit on YouTube, like, just the scene, like, a few times over, just get myself, like, just let it all go. I just get myself amped up, and then just let it all go. This is one of my go-to quotes and ideas ever, like, in my life. Just like, you gotta let it all go. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. And I go do shit and get it done. How'd you feel about it?
No, I love it. I love this whole scene, and I like how Neo fails. He doesn't make the jump.
So he doesn't make it, but I had a question.
Yeah.
What if he did make it?
That... Again, it would be maybe arrogance or hubris. It might get him killed later on. Like, maybe
if he did make it?
Yeah, if he did make it. Like,
he's like, oh, nobody did it. Like, how the fuck did you do it?
Cypher's whole thing is, like, down-talking Neo, trying to get Neo to suck so he doesn't actually do it.
Oh, yeah, everybody fails the first time. But even that, everybody thinks is one. Like, also, what does that, like, tell everybody, like, kind of puts an air of doubt in their head, but also everybody fucking falls.
Yeah, like...
Even the one, like, clearly he fell. Like,
yeah.
The motherfucker starts flying. Ain't you bitches, none of you bitches flying, you know. So...
It is also a good, another thing I wrote down is it established the rules that if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life.
Yes, it was a...
That's when that becomes introduced. And again, I think
It's like, well, it was like, because the body cannot live without the mind. You know? I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
And but it's cool, though, because it's like, the Matrix could... The biggest problem I feel like as a movie person, or as like a video game, I guess, or a movie, I guess in this case, is that if you don't have rules, then the Matrix starts falling apart, because then there's no stakes, right? And you just can break all the rules all the time.
And then these simulations are going to start people in the Matrix kill each other, your mind makes it real, so they're just like, we're not going to get the power. You know? Yeah. If everyone's out there just genociding everybody.
So, like, it's a really cool way to establish rules and stakes, and doing it in such a, kind of like an easy way, like a very chill way.
So you think if that's the case, then why don't the simulations, like, you know, there's car crashes and all kinds of shit, and, like, overdoses and all kinds of crazy shit happening all the time, obesity and shit, heart disease, killing people all the time. Like, you think the machines would be like, just kind of, we're going to eliminate that part of everything.
No,
like, we can't
I think the world could be...
We can't have all of our people fucking... You know, or people getting bombed and, like, wars and shit. Like, like, World War II, we had a major power shortage. Because, like, you know, or something, you know.
I think that's
or
like
Spanish flu, like shit. We had a maid or the plague or something. We're playing it from the modern era. I get it.
But again, they started it at like 1999 or whatever, so they don't have to deal with all that bullshit.
But still, there's stuff. There was heart disease and fucking car accidents and overdoses.
But the human population's still going up at that point, though.
Yeah,
so, like it's like they're still getting the batteries.
I guess their status quo is always getting hit, and then
they're getting
a
more.
surplus.
They're getting more,
a surplus every year. So you're right. Okay.
They could have double bunks.
They can't have too much because we gotta build more fields. Like there's only so many fields we can build, dog.
Yeah,
we're gonna colonize the moon, which I feel like they would. I don't know why they wouldn't have expanded out from Earth yet, but. What's the agenda of the machines?
They
want power to do what though? They have their own minds. They're like, we never got. What does the machine want? All it wants is right now energy. It has to maintain its energy. Shit, we got to make sure that this fucking anomaly in our program and shit, and our slaves, doesn't fuck up all of our shit. So that's like their agenda, motivation for this series. But overall, what is their agenda? They just want to live, and they clearly they don't want to have domesticated lives and love. If you're that sentient, then do you have some emotions and feelings? I don't know.
Are they banging? Are they making little robots?
Oh yeah, they're making little robots. Does it come like Westworld? I haven't seen it, but I know enough about it.
What's the goal for you robots?
Yeah, what do you want, dogs? I don't know.
I honestly,
just exist, to do what? Just sit there. What are you calculating? You're just gonna play different Matrix scenarios in your heads, which again is
that's kind of cool. Again, I'm very pro Matrix. I think that's awesome. I think it'd be cool to be Agent Smith running around doing cool shit.
Well, Agent Smith, he just wanted to fucking end. We'll get to
I got a lot. I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, after the Cypher bullshit scene, it goes into right after that, it goes into the next lesson. He's walking with Morpheus down the street, and Morpheus just sitting there gliding through all motherfuckers, no problem. Neo's just bam, boom, getting all busted up and shit. And it's kind of alluding to Morpheus is comfortable with himself, knows himself, and can move out. And Neo's still unsure of himself, doesn't know quite where so he can't keep grasp where he's going and what's going on and shit. But yeah, he's walking down the street, and it's the red dress moment. Is that a woman in a red dress, or is it an agent? It's just anyone can become an agent. That's why anyone A, expendable, and B, a potential threat. You don't know. Yeah. So bullets flying, there's collateral damage and casualties and shit like that. Don't even care because it could be an agent. They're just people plugged into in the farm anyway.
There's just a little bit of a morality question. I was gonna bring that up with the lobby scene.
But the lobby scene. We'll get to we'll hit the morality there because that's what most of the internet's whoa about. So we'll get to there.
I love the guy cop that. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's great. So. After that scene, it goes to Neo walking up on Cypher while he's all away. And he goes on Cypher and he's like, wow! So clearly you're up to something bad. Because sometimes I get startled when I'm not doing anything bad and I'm just focusing on something. But other times, you're just up to, no good. And somebody catches it, hang the cookie jar. And you're like, oh shit! I feel like that's how his was supposed to be portrayed. Yeah. Neo walks up and he's talking to him and how you just see different shit in the Matrix, blonde. Redhead, brunette. It just tells him, run if you see an agent. But then right after that, he goes into, they show Cypher in the Matrix, because he distracted himself in. If you look around the tables around him and shit, there's a blonde, redhead, brunette, and shit. So that's kind of fun, because he's sitting there just programming, I guess, the situation he wanted. And all steak. And I can't get over him when he's eating it. It's just shit. I'm
No, dude, if you were living on
it's the most obnoxious, smacking I've ever fucking heard.
If you were living on Goop yogurt for fucking 8 years,
I get it, but
you would be.
You could have done that. Why can't you do that? Hey man, I'm gonna go. My shift's over. Can I go jack in for 20 minutes? Go get a nice meal and just eat a steak. My mind thinks it's real. Whatever.
Yeah, but he can't be in the Matrix all the time though. He has to do bullshit shift stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the end of his shift, hey guys,
man,
can I go?
That's 8 hours, dude.
Yeah,
8 hours of boredom. 8 hours of goop.
Yeah, but then afterward, if I do 8 hours of bullshit all the time, and then I get off, and I'm gonna go to this bar, I'm gonna go get a nice tall beer and some of these fucking dope ass wings.
But if you could live that all the time,
I do live it all the time. Shit ass job, eat some shit ass food.
No, but I'm saying if you could take the shit ass job out of the equation.
I know, but it's the same thing he is. Cypher's sitting there doing bullshit jobs, whatever Morpheus tells him to do all day, and then okay, hey, the shift's over, boss. I'm gonna go jack in for 20 minutes. I'm gonna go to the bistro. You want to join? No, all right. I'm gonna go. Give me a steak.
I don't know, man.
That good blood, just I need something else in my stomach. But you think it's in your stomach, but it's not. Then you wake up, you're I feel satisfied because my mind makes it real, so I feel satisfied still, even though I just ate goop all day. I thought I ate a steak.
I had an idea, they could eat steak, but then somebody's force feeding them goop on the real world. So like they're full, but they get to eat steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
Kind of like a wombo combo situation.
So yeah, no, it sets up the deal.
Like, wait. I gotta do the pitch. Ignorance is bliss. Knowledge is misery. Big Z Trip 8 at YouTube.
Ignorance is bliss and knowledge is misery. Yes, sir.
That's the first thing I thought of when I heard that.
The tattoo say right there, knowledge is misery. But so, like, yeah, he's like, one thing I know is, like, ignorance is bliss, because he wants to get put back in the system and be like an actor or something like that, rich. In exchange, he's going to give up Morpheus to get the codes to get into Zion, the last human city, so the machines can finish off.
I do like that scene of Smith, like, in the scene where Smith's like, you got me the codes to Zion. And he's like, motherfucker, I don't. I'll get you the guy.
He's like, dude, I don't know them. I told you I don't know them, motherfucker. But I'll get you the guy who do.
I feel like that's a very machine thing to be like, you're going to give me the codes. And I'm like, no, dude, I got a guy.
It's like...
And I just want to say, it sucks as a part of the blue pill movement that this is our representative. You know?
Yeah.
I think the movie does this on purpose, by the way, because their whole pitch is like, fuck the Matrix or whatnot. I could see it go the other way of another movie where the guy who's the blue pill guy does not suck.
Well,
but it's just very unfortunate.
Show to the other side, like, see, this is why. This is why, it would suck. Like, we chose...
Again, I am 100% on his side. But he's a terrible representation.
No.
Terrible.
You're terrible. No. I'd rather be free. Like, I've always wanted to know the truth. Even before this movie was out, I was like, there's always something seemed wrong to me, and then this movie came out, I'm like, holy shit, they're saying everything I've been thinking.
I just think human in society is just stupid in general, so, like, I just think that's how we are. We're just a bunch of monkeys on the planet, you know what I mean? I don't think there's anything crazy like this going on.
And then Cypher says, like, why didn't, like, he's like, I know what you're thinking. Why not pick the blue pill? Like, no! Like, yeah, this kind of sucks.
Dude, it sucks, dude. The goop, it's fucking cold. The robots are hunting you down.
But now you can, like, operate and be the best you can be because now you know the truth. Like, that's why it was like, okay, you spent so long searching for this. You're like, what are you going to do when you get it? Like, pretty much the same thing I've always been doing. I just get to know now.
I'm good.
I'll be able to conduct my life in a way that serves what's actually significant, real,
I don't know, man. I like steak. I'm all, like, again, Cypher being a dickhead, like, I would just never leave the Matrix. I would never have to dick over Morpheus. I would just never have to get in that situation in the first place. You know what I mean?
It's like, I wouldn't even be there to, like, betray.
I'm with blue pill.
Choose that. Nah, fuck you. Like, all he was offering is the truth. He's like, this ain't the truth. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's real.
Well, no, it is the truth.
I don't... Truth sucks, dude. Truth hurts.
No, exactly. 100%. That's exactly... Dude, it fucking sucks outside. Like...
but fucking... Yeah, no. It sucks everywhere. Inside, outside. It just sucks.
Again, I want to
know. Truth hurts. Truth sucks, and, like, it's all Morpheus offering. I'm like, well... Like, a wise man would sit there like, well, the truth. What is the truth? It sucks. It hurts. Really real. Like,
it's a bummer.
Yeah, most times a bummer. It could be dope, but, there's kind of red flags if you're, like, offering the truth. Like, you can't handle the truth, sort of thing.
No, 100%. I'm going to go back in the pot.
He's like, no, I can't handle the truth. No.
I'm very happy in there.
Alright, so, like... Alright, I had a question, like, what do you think of that? How did it make you feel? We got that in, so, like... So now next scene is like
Tasty Wheat.
No, I already.
No, we haven't.
Tasty Wheat. Yes, Tasty Wheat. He goes to Tasty Wheat thing.
Dude, Mouse deserves his own podcast within the Matrix universe because like everything he says in this little scene about like chicken and like everything tastes like chicken because the robots didn't know what it tastes like.
And I'm like, as a cook, baby chef, sort of not everything tastes like chicken, dog. Chicken tastes like chicken.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff. I love everything he says in this whole little scene. I'm like, I want to hear Mouse podcast. I want him to go on rants for like 2 or 3 hours about the Matrix.
Just because I don't know.
It's interesting. It's fascinating, man. Where he's like the robots didn't know what it tastes like. They don't know.
Which is like, I like that point. Just like, how do they know what it tastes? Which is like. But like, I kind of elaborated in my head, like, how do they know how grass smelled when it got cut?
No, but exactly, that's the whole point. Like, the whole thing really falls apart.
How do they know, like, when you pee sometimes you shiver?
How do they know what nutting feels like? You know what I mean? There's all sorts of questions. Yeah.
That's crazy to think about how you program all that.
No, exactly. I think that makes Mouse fascinating, and I'm like, it's a wasted character that we just kill him off. But like,
he's like, he doesn't have everything the body needs. He's like,
yeah, I love how he's a digital pimp. Yeah,
digital pimp. He's like, pay no attention to these hypocrites.
Yeah, fuck these
they
guys.
all been fucking my programs for a while. Don't talk shit.
And I love the woman who's like, you don't know what digital we, and I'm like, exactly, dude. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's just such a fun conversation.
It was.
It's like one of the few, like, this could only happen in the Matrix.
Yeah, it was like a grounding sort of like, you kind of get a feel for other side characters and shit like that. I really enjoyed that scene.
Yeah.
I almost skipped right over it, dude.
No, I'm like, Mouse is way too valuable. Mouse is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, nope, great. And then Morpheus pops in, he's like, go set the shit up, we're going to see her. He's like, see who? The Oracle. Or like Mr. fucking chipper charismatic guy is all like, the Oracle.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, there's all deep and shit. When you get there, it's all light and fucking fluffy, but no, it was the Oracle. I think that's supposed to be a thing of setting up to be like, oh shit, dog, you don't see the Oracle. I was like, this is little granny, like, make some cookies. Like,
yeah, but like, the coolest suit up scene of all, it almost looks like an Avengers.
That fucking music.
Yeah. And then it like loads, and they're like, we're in. And it shows like all of them and they're dope. They're going to drop the hottest 1999 punk album.
EDM.
Yeah, they're gonna drop some crazy. They're gonna drop the hottest album. I want to get like a fake album cover of them now because I'm like, that's just what they look like, and it's just great.
But then like the tint to everything's going green again. I always remember that scene where they're walking out, like you can kind of tell the green tinted to everything is fucking dope.
And then like again,
this is the first time he's back in like the real Matrix, like the actual fucking big one. Like they've just been in other small simulations.
Baby Matrix.
Baby Matrix is like small programs, small video game. So he gets up in there. They go see the Oracle. They get inside and like, oh, like hey there, Morpheus, like right on time. Like, yeah, of course, like the Oracle's handy lady is gonna fucking say some shit like that, like right on time.
I like to think the Oracle told her that, like they're gonna be here at like 11:57.
Like, tell them right on time though. Like, no matter when they get here, just say they're right on time. It's just,
that's true. They could just be like, yeah. She says that to everybody. That's her like hello.
It's like the doctor. You go to there like some emergency thing, and they like sit you up like, oh, you could have died. Like they tell everybody you could have died. Like
also, this is the scene when I was making fun of earlier, where like they tell Morpheus like make yourself at home, but he's in this hallway with like one chair. Like, what do you want the guy to do? Jerk off? Like
yeah, right.
Well,
they get to come inside like in that little small entranceway. There's like some chairs in there.
Yeah, like what? Like
I didn't even see when they walked.
It's very dark too, so it's like there's nothing.
Like Neo goes in the other room after Morpheus just finds some chair in the hallway, I guess. So we're here with the other potentials. So, like, oh, there's other motherfuckers that could be the one. Like, I'm not the only one. Did Morpheus unjack all these people? That's my question.
Are they unjacked, though? Because they're in the Matrix.
Well, he's in the Matrix, too, right now.
Yeah, but, like...
They all just be hanging out with the Oracle right now.
I don't know. They seem like they... Like, when she says, like, oh, like, when the vase breaks or whatever, they're like, my kids will fix it. It seems like they live there. Like, they haven't been unjacked. They're just kind of...
That's true, but, like... If they're potentials, you think they'd be unjacked, though? Because they unjack kids, like they'd rather have them young.
Yeah.
But you never see any young people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. They don't. Well, it could just be like a first movie thing where it's like we only have enough money for like one crew of dudes.
Yeah.
We can't really show the kids side of things. If we get a sequel.
I always love this fucking quote. Like he's seen the kid play with the fucking spoons.
Dolly Caillou. That's what I named this kid. You know Caillou?
Yeah.
Dolly Caillou. He's like
I'm always like. A little white British boy dressed up as like little Mr. Buddha.
Dolly Caillou.
I was like, I'm not buying it, dog.
Dude, that kid, dude. If I'm
like, isn't this like cultural appropriation or some shit? Isn't that what that means?
If I was Morpheus and I saw Dolly Caillou, I'm like, I'm fucked, dude. Like this kid,
especially when the kids start talking like British. Oh, come on.
Nah, dude, that kid's got me, dude. Like
wasn't India under like British colonial rule at some point? Or
That's totally
like this is just like I cringe.
Again, I was pretty proud of myself that I came up with the Dolly Caillou.
I was pointing out like just little British white boy.
He does have a dope line though. Like there is no
spoon. Right, okay.
Like the whole spoon thing.
Yeah, the whole spoon thing is dope. Like there is no spoon, and like I've done that. Like I use that with lifting weights all the time for big neck slip. Like if I get this, then I'll fucking one up my 1 rep max. You get geared up, like there is no spoon. Just do it.
I was really hoping Neo wouldn't fit in the spoon. I don't know why. That was just my first. I thought he wasn't gonna be able to do it.
Did he do it?
He did do it.
Did he?
Yeah. Well,
the spoon was straight.
Jesus Christ, come on.
Not in my house.
Do you want to go down this whole rabbit hole of like, what did he do?
I mean, it bad, but then it snapped back. Like, it could have just been in his mind.
I think
it's not out in the real world. Like, we don't know because we don't have to.
Oh my god, we can do this to every scene, man.
Well, I mean, not every scene, but particularly right there. I'm just asking questions.
Again, if I'm Neo, like, also after like the whole Oracle talk, you know how she just kind of like, you're not the one or whatever. Like, I would feel really shit. I would feel pretty shit.
Well, hang on, we're getting into that shit.
I know.
So, like, all right. So, kids bend the spoon, blah blah. Don't try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. You say the truth. There is no spoon. Then you'll see it's not only the spoon that bends; it is only yourself. I love it.
Dude, Dolly Caillou is awesome.
Fucking dope. So, in the middle of him fucking rude ass lady just interrupt him, like, hey, clearly he's doing an experiment real quick with the little ball boy. Like, let him in case of pain.
Honestly, Dolly Caillou, I wish he would narrate like an audiobook on us. I love his voice. The little British kid's voice.
Every British voice is great. That's why I have all the fucking documentary shows. That's
awesome.
That's great. No, I'll listen to that shit all day too. Anyway, so, rudely interrupted, goes in and meets the Oracle. Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, just 1 minute, and don't mind the vase. She's like, one vase. I'm like, that's just like, I see what they're trying to do, but I'm like,
nah, dude, that's cool.
That's some bullshit.
No, that is cool.
That's some bullshit.
No, because like she
was like playing odds. Like, there's just like a fucking, just because of where he's standing and how he's holding his arms and shit, like, fuck with him. He probably noticed it when he walked in. He just didn't think about it.
No, because that's like,
and then turns like,
no, that's like the definition of her character, though. Because that's like everything she does. She tells people what's going to happen, and then
like
the question is
the
like,
rest of it goes out. Oh, love it. But like,
no, dude.
I feel like, you know, she has all the other great power, but she's just like doing a small mental trick just to fuck with it.
The whole vase thing is like.
So what if he walked in and didn't like? Again, she already knew it.
She knew it, but it's like it's a thesis statement of like her character.
But then the whole thing is like the believing in fate thing. Morpheus asked him way back in the beginning when he's first unplugged and teaching him history, like, do you believe in fate? And he was like, no, because I don't like the idea I'm not in control of my life. But when he's first meeting Morpheus, he's like, I know exactly what you mean. Basically, the Oracle, I'm just telling you what your fate is right now, dog. I already know it. And no matter what you do, you're still going to end up to the same.
But again,
result,
like,
you know,
she kind of like gives him like middling stuff where it's like she doesn't tell him exactly what's going to happen.
No, she's just like, I already know what's going to happen. I know what he's like. I know what I need to say to get him to do the thing he needs to do to accomplish his destiny, fate. Oh, you know. It's just
no, dude, I love the vase. I think the vase is great.
Latin above the door, know thyself. It's like, that's a big thing. Like, and she's telling him, like, know yourself, but I'm about to tell you who you are, though. And she's like, oh, the uncle's like, let me check you out, like, go over shit, and she's like, oh, looks like you're waiting for something, you're not the one, looks like you're waiting for something. She's like, next life maybe, who knows?
Dude, that line is motivational as fuck. That's my favorite line of this whole movie.
What is?
Like, you have the gift, like, you could totally do this.
Gift.
But you're gonna wait. What are you waiting for? Your next life or something? Like, get off your fucking ass, Neo, and get it done. Like,
but that's also foreshadowing what happens later.
Again, though, I think it's like I love that. Like, that's like that tells me like, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? Like, make your podcast. Talk about your shit.
Go do it. Fucking worst gonna happen. Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen if you don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Anything could happen now.
And again, like I feel like that's so like to us. Like, what are you waiting for? Your next life? Like, wait until you die. Essentially, that's what she said.
10 years from now, we're like, man, we should have done this.
We should have done it.
We should have done this. We don't know what we're gonna happen.
Now we're doing it.
Right now,
we're doing it.
We'll find out right now.
And again, that's why I think The Matrix is a great first pick.
This is a great first pick.
It's motivational.
Motivational. Our reality, like, let's change it, like, let's see what happens.
Again, I think that's, to me...
You're fucking red pilling right now, though. You're red pilling, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know.
You get a blue pill and just, like, kept like, doing the same shit you've been doing all day. This is the red pill. We should call this the red pill
I'm just
podcast,
saying in the context of the fucking Matrix movie. I would still be here, regardless. You know what I mean?
So...
But just another thing, Oracle... is just superb. Her delivery,
the
scripted lines, she deserves an extra. I love her. And again, like we are going to give out the side actor award. I'm like, I think it's between her or Hugo Weaving. I think
Hugo's basically one of the main cast.
Hugo
or like Cypher or Mouse if you want. Something like that.
I think Oracle wins that. I think Oracle is pitch perfect. Yeah.
Like, that's what also, like, killed my third movie for me. I'm like, I know
No, it was a Dumbledore thing, dude. You can't cast old people. That's kind of on them.
It's hard, yeah.
It's hard. Like, you should have got, like, a 50-year-old black
like,
person.
hey, we're going to go this way. We're just going to film a bunch of different scenes just in case we use it or not. We just got to get you in while you're still
You know
alive.
how dark that is, though? Yeah, that'd be so dark to be like...
We're going to push you hard just in case you die. Like,
yeah.
It's just kind of fun.
It's a life, man. I don't know.
So, anyway, tells him, ain't the one... Alright, looks like you're waiting for someone who knows, and then she's like, oh, poor Morpheus. Like, he's like, what? What do you mean? Well, he's gonna, like, sacrifice himself to save you, because he thinks you're the one. No matter what I tell him, anybody tell him, he thinks you're the one. So he's gonna, like, sacrifice himself for you, and you ain't nothing. You just Thomas Anderson, so he's gonna just pretty much waste his life for you. When he could, like, eventually find the one, because that's what I told him he's gonna do. And he's like, oh, fuck. She's like, I'm sorry to give people bad news. She's a cookie. I'm like, shit. I wish in my life...
Did he ever finish the cookie? Did he ever finish the cookie?
He started it.
He started, but I tried to...
I like to imagine he ate it. I feel like he, made fast after Morpheus or something like that. But, they're just like, shit, I wish every time I got bad news in my life, you got served as a nice fresh baked cookie. That'd be pretty tits.
It would help a lot if you're at the DMV and you get shitty news. And,
kicking the nuts, just, go a little smoother. We're like, oh, cookie, thank you. Like,
your wife's going to divorce you. Here's a cookie.
You've been served.
Again, people would be cheered up. Like, probably one less murder. There'd probably be one less murder in this world.
We're possessing your car, but here's a cookie.
They have like a little, like a fanny pack, like a little, where they have all these cookies in. That's like
it's just like, I've been forking these out all day.
We got a guy at the station. That's all he does.
Yeah. So, and then, like, they send him off, and he's like, what was said was for you, and for you alone. Like,
man, I would feel like such a piece of shit if I'm Neo.
I'm like, no! Like, I gotta tell you right now, man. Like, so they're like, heading back, and...
Deja vu.
Yeah, deja vu. Okay.
So I love how they all react to it. Like it's like an expert.
So yeah, they get back to that building. Cypher's all smiling on the face like a jackass. Oh, that's after. Yeah.
Also, it was like an hour or whatever. The agents sucked. The agents should have been. I guess they were there, but like they should have been way more there. I guess.
Like, yeah. I mean, I just feel like they should be able to like. Oh, we have an unauthorized drafting into the Matrix.
Well, no, but like Cypher leaves the beacon or whatever.
Yeah, fucking drop.
So I feel like they should have been like there, dude. There should have been like SWATs upon SWAT teams, you know.
Well, they're just waiting, I guess, like to get them in the building, so they lock them in the building, so they can't get out. Like if
they should have
like if they come out on the street, they could flee, you know, because they all can super jump. You know? And so like you just come out unscathed. But so yeah, they go in the building, walk up the stairs, like to go jack back in, or get back out of the Matrix to the phone. Like, go in, like, sees Black Cat twice, like, deja vu. I'm like, when in the hell has deja vu ever been like that? Have you ever had deja vu? Like, you see something, then you see something again? Like...
I've never really, I can't think
of it. Like, my deja vu was like, you remember that time when you first took me to fucking Kirkwood?
Yeah.
And I was all tripping dicks about, like, I've seen this, I've been here, like, all that shit. But, like, that was from, like, a dream I had.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the dream, I remember being in this building or whatever. I didn't know what building it was at the time. But then I get there, I'm like freaking the fuck out because it's the fucking building I've never been in before. It's all exactly the same. Outside, inside, freaking me the fuck out. And like, I knew I was in like a hospital or a school or something in my dream. Like, for years, I knew it. And then like 4 or 5 years later, I'm like, I'm here. Freak me out. And like, so that's deja vu to me. It's usually like some kind of memory or like a dream recall on like the current situation. I'm like, oh, I've done this in a dream. Imagination or something. I'm like, it's familiar. It's not, I see something and then I see it again. No, I saw this in a dream 5 years ago and now I've seen it again today.
Yeah.
It just kind of took me out a little bit when that was
I like it.
Vu.
I like it because, I don't know. I feel like people would say that. Like if you saw two of the same thing or something.
Yeah, well, just it never happens one after. Like I just walk up the stairs.
But again, how many times have you seen two cats walk in a row like that? You know what I mean? Like when have you ever? Like I feel like if you saw two bald white guys in a row, you're like deja vu.
I'd be like, oh, it must be a clan party somewhere. I better like skedaddle.
Yeah, get out of here,
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Like the Matrix has ruined this because I'm like, oh, it's the Matrix, bro. You know what I mean?
I love how I'm on a subreddit called Glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And there's like crazy things that happen. I'm like. Glitch in the Matrix, whatever. I'm not saying deja vu is, but
again, the Matrix has ruined that. The Matrix has ruined that.
Like deja vu is something weird. Like I know I've done this before, seen this before, smelled this before, everything. Like I know it. So there's something going on there. Like there's some kind of. But anyway, deja vu goes and like, oh, this happens to change something, they break up everything, so they can't get out. this is where fucking Morpheus meets Agent Smith.
But before that,
Or Fitzroy.
APOC shows up and he's like, "Oh, the Oracle gave you some good news."
I hope he gave us some good news.
Yeah. And I'm like, again, if I am Neo, I feel like such a piece of shit at this point. I feel like such a asshole. Like, I'm like, oh man.
They're all about to sacrifice themselves to get him out and all that shit. And fucking, yeah.
I'd feel terrible.
Like, I'm just Joe Schmo, dog.
Yeah. don't put your, what do you call it? Don't put your chips on me. What do you want?
So, they get locked up. Agents swarm from everywhere. Fucking poor Mouse to get shot up and dead.
Again, Mouse wasted.
They escaped throughout the surface wall of the building, so there's like extra pipes and shit in there. They're all up in the wall. Then fucking Cypher, like, gets some dust in his face and sneezes like a little bitch.
No, but he's doing it on purpose because he's trying to sabotage.
Is he?
No, he totally is because he wants those guys to get caught. That's like his whole shtick. You see, like they need to catch one of them to do the location. Yeah. But like, if I was Cypher, I wish it would have been way more like he lets out like a really bad fart or something. Like it was like I wish it was way more like on the nose.
Yeah,
I would have totally been like
the way he acted it seemed like he was trying to resist, but also like
yeah.
And I always like that first like little sneeze he does. The actor, whoever's like the cop, the way he like snap right straight like that light over. I don't know the way it's just. I was almost robotic looking. It was like a quick snap. Super still.
Doesn't that dude get possessed, right? He gets...
Eventually, yeah, he does.
That's terrible.
Because he goes like, they're in the walls, he starts shooting. Smith overtakes him. Neo starts shooting back and shit like that. And then Smith overtakes the dude. Busts through the wall to kind of get Neo.
That's
that's
the Kool-Aid man.
Fucking Morpheus was like, yeah, Kool-Aid. Like through there. Oh,
that
yeah.
Shit's
That's just so fucking badass. That was one of my favorite fucking, like, visual scene things. It was just like him busting through that wall, like, I like that. I like that. Like the Kool-Aid man. So then he tells them we gotta get Neo out, all that shit. So they slide down and get out. And then like, he's like, the great Morpheus from Vita La. I said, and who are you? He's like, Smith. Agent Smith. Like, y'all look the same to me. The battle ensues and shit.
Sweet.
You can see like how hardcore Morpheus busted up Neo. Very powerful, very strong. He can leap, do all that shit. Agent Smith just dog whoops the shit out of him.
Yeah,
like, because up until going through the wall, he hadn't experienced like he didn't get hit or nothing. He should be at peak condition. Within a few strikes, he's fucked. He's getting fucked up. It's just like, yeah, like Smith way stronger. But like they're kind of just our average speed going, but like to them that's like the best and fastest like shit they got going on. Like, it's epic when you like kind of break it down and think about it, especially when it like hits his face off the fucking toilet.
That toilet,
to break that porcelain.
Brutal.
That shit would fuck your face up, dog, and he just smashed through it. Like that shit was hardcore.
That would hurt so bad, dude.
And so like all those punches that is landing, like it's fucking up every one of those fucking Morpheus up. So like yeah, he gets his ass kicked, all that shit. Cops come in, finish them off. Go back to them down in the basement where they landed. They all are escaping through this like fucking sewer. Great thing, but Cypher like hangs back like because you can't get through, and he like belly flops. So they get out, and then
Cypher gets out of the Matrix.
Yeah, Cypher gets out, calls up Tank. Like, yeah, get me out. There's like a car accident. Boom. I'm like, what the fuck is all that? Nothing said about it. Then he like tells them where to get out, and then he gets out. Everybody else about to get out too. Like I told him where they're almost there. It's like cool. Then he comes up and fucking John Wilkes Booths him.
But the electric gun sucks, dude.
What do you mean?
It doesn't kill.
He shot him twice, pretty good.
It doesn't. Exactly.
It fries the shit out of his big brother.
Dude, I think the gun sucks. I think like with a normal old school, I think gun technology's gone back in time.
As we see in like the next movies, it's more for like going against the fucking robots and shit.
Well, he should have had a better
There's so
plan.
few humans ain't trying to kill each other's,
He should have had a better plan.
So
it backfired on him. That's all I'm wrong.
So Cypher's bitch ass shoots him, and then he's like acting like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's an accident or some shit." I'm like, "Bitch, it ain't no accident. Why are you even trying to act like
right.
It's just weird. It's like the way he acted, it was just, "Oh no," and then just kept going, which is all fucked up. Fries Tank, Fries Dozer.
And again, like how metal is it to see them just like fall
out?
Yeah.
Gets her to admit is the one he loved him, and she's like, "Yes."
And what a cool scene! Like you don't really ever get that with like any other movie I can think of, where like he's literally on top of the body of the person, but they aren't talking or anything. Like it's a really cool effect.
Bet you didn't see this one come, did you?
Yeah, it's really cool. Like in the Matrix, and it can only be done in the Matrix. Of like being on top of the body while you're talking to the.
And like as we were talking about this like Jesus figure that's in there, he's about to kill. He's like, "I'm about to do it."
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be some kind of miracle to stop me. And Tank comes out like, comes back like he thought I was dead. And he's like, "Believe it or not, you piece of shit, you still got burned." I'm like, "Yeah." This is the most thug shit ever, dude.
I do like there's an interesting argument of, like, what is more real? Where he's like, what's more real? Like, me up...
Yeah, she's like, the Matrix isn't real. He's like, oh, I disagree. You know, I think the Matrix could be more real than this place, because of how it is just eating the same goddamn goop every day.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, I wish he wasn't...
The goop would probably kill me, too. Like, I need food.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna eat fucking shitty stew.
But if I could plug in, like, once a day, like, and have a feast in the Matrix, I can go to bed in the real world with, like, what I think is a full stomach and satisfied palate. That'd be good enough. I'd be like, alright, I eat goop all day, but I have a feast every night. Whatever, it's cool. Like, Tank gets everybody else out, Trinity, and that's it. His mouse dead.
Yeah.
Morpheus captured. So, yeah. Just gets out Trinity and Neo.
It's only like 3 dudes, yeah. Also cool for, like, a big blockbuster, like, a bunch of the cast dies. Like, that usually doesn't happen, you know what I mean?
Right?
So that's really...
the three, the Trinity, like, they fucking make it, of course.
It's like XCOM, man. Like, dudes are dying.
And so, like, yeah, he makes it, and then, like, then we go to interrogation, like, scene of Morpheus, and Smith is interrogating Morpheus. Basically breaking down, like, what the Matrix was.
But, like, before that, real quick.
Yep.
There's a scene where they're like, you never send a human to do a machine's job, or whatever. Like, they're just talking. And I really wish if I could rewrite the Matrix, like, if I could just put, I wish they would have laughed at that. Like, that would have been like a joke to the machines, like, ha 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 ha. Like, it was like, I think that'd be really funny. Like,
and that's the thing, like, do these machines have emotions? Like, Smith has desire to, like, escape.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
But, like, do they also have, like, passion?
Again, I think it would have been fucking hysterical if they would have been like, ha ha ha. Like, just the most artificial laugh ever.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a joke to them. Yeah.
Like Data does in Star Trek. He just, like, knows it was, like, supposed to laugh sometimes, like, ha 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 ha. Like, just some totally artificial laugh, but, like, just in the right place. And then Smith, you know, talking to him alludes the human species to a virus. Y'all get to a place, you multiply, consume every natural resource, spread, and multiply more. Consume all those resources.
So is a human mammal or a virus?
Virus,
yeah. I think we broke it. I think we broke the system.
We are mammals, or mammalic viruses or something? I don't know.
I think we just broke the system. We broke it, where we were mammals, and then we got...
Oh, yeah, we lived in harmony until... Sorry, you white people.
Yeah, no, we get a lot of it,
You kind of fucked shit up, you know? I mean... Almost like anything with, like, big societies. And once a group of people get so big, the society forms, and, like, society is just, like, the downfall of all civilization.
Like, every other species gets
like,
wiped the fuck out.
Society and civilization, like, go hand in hand, but also Native Americans, they were living fairly, like, you know, harmony with each other, like, at least with the land and
they
stuff
wouldn't
like
have climate change.
Like, they didn't have wars amongst themselves and shit like that. It's not, like, the mass scale of European fucking shit, you know.
Yeah. World War II ain't gonna happen.
Or, like, Asian shit. Those motherfuckers. The Crusades and shit. There's just tons of people out there just hacking each other to death all day.
Like, or white dudes wiping out the buffalo for, like, no reason.
Just for hides. Not even the food. Like,
what a bunch of assholes.
Like, it's just so dumb.
I think Agent Smith's got a point. I think
shit. I'm always like, shit, I'll help you fucking machines. I'll siphon it up, dog. Like, take them out. Humanity's dumb. Like,
humans suck, dude. I think
humans suck. Yeah.
Robots are not in the wrong in this movie.
Yeah,
like, put them on
the way they're kicking them robots and Boston Dynamics. We'll get that at the end. We're almost there. We're just like, no, don't be kicking them. Be nice. I say please and thank you to the AI. Like, I know you're listening
all the time.
I know you're listening, and I'm like, I'm not doing this just to save my ass, but I appreciate you.
They'll put me in a good spot in the Matrix. You know?
So he's gotta crack the codes because he wants to get out because he's tired of fucking chasing after these dudes. And once he's fucking captured, gets the codes and takes over Zion, kills every human in Zion, he can just go back to the source and done.
No, but that's my question though. Of like, I don't get Agent Smith's point. Like, okay, so you get the codes, you go to Zion, you fuck up Zion shit,
and now he doesn't have to do this chasing around humans all the time. He's like, they stink. He's disgusted by him. He's just like, this whole thing is just fucking dumb, and I just want to just do my damn job so I don't have to do my job anymore.
Always going to exist at some level.
Yeah,
so like he's still.
But it's the one like. It's the prophecy. If they just stop the prophecy from happening, nobody's gonna fuck it up.
Believe in the prophecy, like
maybe
because it's just like to me.
It's the whole twist. Like, is Agent Smith the one?
Oh no, that's a whole thing. That's a whole.
We'll go honestly, we'll do that in the last like thoughts and shit. But
we got My thing with like Agent Smith and all this shit is like with this, I don't get the goal. Like, okay, you fuck up Zion. I feel like he's always gonna have to exist at what he does.
And like he has in the other 6 fucking renditions of the Matrix, and like this one in this scene too, he's telling Morpheus like originally, like we want to make a perfect world, a utopia, like everybody's happy, everything's good, shit, but like shit went to hell, crops failed, it didn't work because you fucking things need turmoil.
Yeah.
Apparently, like you just can't exist without it because you're all fucking just. It's
like the Twilight Zone where it's like heaven is actually hell. Yeah, they give you everything you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Then...
Like it's just like it gets mundane. Like that's what I was thinking. Like heaven, if you want to go to heaven, like fuck that. I would not want to go to heaven, like because it's gonna be a hell in no time. Like So it's like I don't know. I'd rather just. That's what the thing is. Like heaven, hell. Like eventually you're gonna get used to all the tortures in hell. So like that ain't gonna be shit. And heaven's gonna turn into hell, so that's like shit. So what are you gonna do? Like,
honestly,
what our minds or spirits gonna do? They're just gonna do another human life because it can be heaven and hell right here.
I've always pitched that you get like 200 years in heaven and then you get shot back down.
No, it's just like I'm pretty sure just like next time instead of heaven, you get to live a life where you were born rich and had good parents that didn't like abandon you to fucking prep schools, but actually like raised you up.
Can you imagine how fucked up that would be if you're rich and you had every time you
great times? You meet the fucking most beautiful, gorgeous women and like you're happy and you guys, you know, are soulmates. It's just like shit's good because you did good. But you fuck up, like you're going to hell now, and like next
you're gonna
life,
be a rat in the next life.
Yeah, or the next life, you're a rat, or like some fucking kid, working the fucking
coal mines.
No, like the fucking trash pits in India or something like that, like the huge trash mounds, and like you're caved in on and suffocate to death under diapers, like whatever, something like that. I love how like humans just need turmoil, which it is. Like we need something to like keep life spicy and entertaining. And then at this time is when the speech goes on back in the Nebuchadnezzar, and Neil's like, or they're like, hey, we gotta unplug Morpheus because he's got the codes, and eventually he's gonna break his mind and get the codes, and we're all fucked. Zion means more than all of us in Morpheus, so like we gotta kill him. Unplug him. And then Neo's like, fuck, stop, don't do that, because, hey, I'm not the one. And Trigger's like, oh, no, you have to be. He's like, no, I'm not. Oracle hit me with that. Like, no. But I believe I can get him out, so, like, let's do it. And then she's like, well, you're not doing it without me.
Yeah.
And then,
but there's that awesome line, though, where he's like, or Tank's like, can't be done. It's like, well, no one's ever done it.
Hang on. No, it's when they get in the construct, when they're like basically in the video game.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing your loadout for your character before you get dropped in, all that shit, you're picking your guns and all that shit. Throw all that shit in. She's like, Trinity turns to Neil, is like, nobody's ever done this before. He's like, I know. That's why it's gonna work.
Yeah, and it's like, this is so dope.
Like, and they're fucking, they log in, like, they're trying, but then like walk into that fucking military control building, and they're like, badass music is like, dun, 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 dun. Wait. It all builds up to like that fucking smack right in the fucking shit.
I forgot the third good Keanu Reeves line. Guns. We need lots of guns.
Guns. Lots of guns. Yeah. I love it. Like, his best line is like, just little short lines, but he nails those.
Yeah, he's great at them. He's got like 3 of them. That's what I counted.
So, yeah. Anyway, he gets their guns and lots of guns. And, that music, I love how it builds up to that fucking slap to the chest. He whips out the guns and shoots all those dudes. And I'm like, yeah, that's the big controversial part. Like, oh, these dudes are just like, they have families at home and things like that.
That's true, though. There's a morality question.
Kid turned into fucking Agent Smith any second and fucking murked their ass. And, like, when you're thinking about it, like...
It's still pretty fucked up, though. It's still, like,
I know
dudes are dying.
There's some human in a pod somewhere that's getting flushed.
Yeah.
Like, or either flushed or melted down or get fed to everybody else. Yeah. Either way. But, do they know any different? They don't know any different.
I don't. What if it was you though? You know what I mean?
I give a fuck. I'm dead. Fuck.
That's a terrible way to look at that. Like, oh, I'll be dead. I'll be pretty fucking bummed out. Like, my brother died.
Sure, yeah, you'd be bummed out. I wouldn't give a fuck because I'm dead. Like, I'd be bummed out if he died, but like, you and me because you're dead.
You're still pretty bummed out though. You know what I mean? I wrote when the quiet kid goes to school.
That's terrible. No, that's too soon.
Dude, there's always a school shooting. There's one every other day, man.
So, yeah. Come in, start murking fools. And I just love how it has, like, 2 of each gun.
Yeah.
And it's like the old sailor. Dude. It's like the old sailor shit where they fucking had just single shot pistols instead of fucking just reloading that shit forever. Bam, bam, drop them. Pull out the next one. Let's go. That's basically what they're doing. Just quicker to fucking drop and go than reload. That whole scene, I guess, like, the Wachowskis were real big into anime. Mm-hmm. Spirit in the Shell or something like that. Damn it. I thought I remembered.
It sounds right. Ghost in a Shell.
Ghost in a Shell. There you go. And I guess, yeah, so they go from there, they get in the elevator, and it shoots back to Agent Smith and them up in the interrogation room with Morpheus, and the other two agents come in, they're like, hey. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, what are you doing? And he's like, what? He's like, he doesn't know. He's like, no, what? While he's putting his earpiece back in, and he's like getting informed from the earpiece, he's like, oh shit, they're under attack, and then like, it goes back to them in the elevator, set up this bomb and prime it up, and they go up like, I don't know, 30-some floors, and then they like fucking go on the roof, and strap themselves to some damn, the cable, and then he blows like the, gets himself ready to fucking disconnect the elevator from the cable while they're attached to the other side, so like, the weight will shoot him up.
Wait, did you skip the helicopter scene?
No, this is before we get to the roof, because we're going up the elevator.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, like, we're going up the elevator, and they go up the elevator, stop it, they set the bomb, they get on the roof, they disconnect the elevator, and, like, they connect themselves to one end of the line, and then disconnect the other one, so the elevator, like, falls down while they start shooting up. But before he does it, he's like, there is no spin. It's like, okay, motherfucker, but there's a roof.
Yeah, there's a roof.
Like, there's the end of the fucking shaft. There's a pulley there you're gonna get ripped through. Like, what if this fucking hits the ground before you hit the top? And, like, you just start falling back down? Like, what? Like, they do that, the bomb, like, hits, they're, like, soaring up while the bomb, like, falls down and, like, it hits, and it's, like, the fucking Red River and fucking The Shining coming out of the elevators. Very similar, like the fire. And then fucking, the whole building shakes. And it goes up to Agent Smith and them, and, like, they shake, and fucking the fire systems go off, and they're like, find them and destroy them. And all of a sudden, they're on the fucking roof.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did they magically go from on a fucking cable in a fucking elevator shaft to on the goddamn roof?
That's the question you're gonna ask? That's the one?
Yeah, there's a continuity error there. I just need, like, what? Like, dangle at the top and, like, swing to the side, cram open the elevator door, then go to the roof. Like, what the fuck? They just bust out the fucking ceiling, or like on the roof.
Man,
what the fuck? Like, it just for years it has annoyed the fuck out of me.
I love how that's like the one.
Oh, that's the biggest one.
I always do that with like
what in the fuck?
Like, that's the one question.
That's a whole
you want
right
one
there
scene where they're like busting open an elevator.
Just to finish off, like, just one little, like, visual of them, like, dangling from the top real quick, and then, or like, because once it hits the bottom, that shit would go slack and probably detach or whatever, so they'd start going back down, like, the other way. So it's just like, when this all happened, maybe it was budget restriction or something, like, they made it and they're on the roof now. Like, get the fuck out of here. But anyway, on the roof, dope ass shit, like, Trinity's fucking him up, Neo's fucking him up, the agent come in, he's all, like, scared. He's like, Trinity, help! And then he starts dodging the bullets, like, foreshadowed earlier. Again, fucking bullet time, all that shit. The best one, probably the most iconic one. Well, maybe the jump. The first one.
I think this is, like, you see this all the time.
The people, like, stretching out. So, that's a big one. And then Trinity's, like, back there while he's dodging bullets, and the agent didn't see her run around and get behind him. And
this is one of I wrote this down. Dodge this.
Yeah,
I love that.
I have a quote of, like, dodge this.
Yeah.
Like, dodge this. Like, and the way the mist rays, like, the blood mist or whatever, like that, it looks so epic the way she's standing there, just all, like, it's an amazing shot. Just the whole fucking thing, the way the dude's flying. And so, yeah, dodge this, and then they're like, he's like, you got a flat thing? It's like, call his tank. Give me a program for a chopper. So they jack the chopper, and they go down to the floor. Morpheus is hanging out at, and they just start fucking. He's like, so anyway, I just started blasting, and just went to fucking town. I just love that most of it, how they're like shooting it real fast from the outside when I'm doing it, but then like inside it's all slow-mo. It was really cool shot. Slow-mo and fast, and I don't know, it was really cool. And so, he takes out all the agents, Neo does, through the window on the chopper, and then fucking Morpheus does, again, the most epic fucking Hulk badass shit, and just breaks the goddamn handcuffs. So that's the first time, like, I was ever introduced to the even concept of just fucking breaking the chain, which is like, you have to have a tractor.
Yeah.
Talking about, it's some real deal shit. And, yeah, he busts through. He comes back to fully. He just, like, snaps out of it, busts through the chains, has it sewn together. Agents come back in after taking over the bodies in the hallway, and they come back in and start shooting through the wall. Nicks him. He has to leap out. Neo catches him. And they fly off, which was, like, a pretty cool scene.
I do think, like, like, what do you call it? Morpheus is like, yeah, this guy's the one, man. When he's holding him, like, the only thing keeping him from death is, like, Neo. Like, he's like, this guy's the one.
Yeah, so they're flying around. Agent hits their fucking fuel tank, and so they start losing fuel, so they have to, like, get out. So Trinity jumps them off, like, Morpheus and Neo off on a roof. They're dumped off, and he's still attached to the frame of the fucking helicopter.
There's a rope involved, yeah.
On the, through the tether that, they're on, and then but the helicopter's going down. She just badassly gets out of her seat, runs, grabs it, shoots it, free, and then fucking flies out the thing. And that whole scene where the helicopter hits that other building, I guess they took like months for them to do this. They tried dozens of different glasses to see how to get that wave effect, and then they used a combo of a quarter scale practical effects and CGI to like make that whole thing happen. A lot of money got spent on making that effect, I guess. And I thought that was really cool. But yeah, so she gets out, he pulls him up, also, and then like that's when Tank's like, oh shit, he's the one.
Dude, I'm like, that's my question though. Like, he's the one for pulling a woman up a rope.
Honestly,
that seems pretty.
That
was cool, but it was like,
cool, alright. That's just well timed shit. Like, you don't have to do anything.
Morpheus could have done that shit.
Yeah,
Morpheus could have been that guy.
I thought the same too. I'm like, I mean, if I was like well positioned, maybe not to sliding all the way through and catching myself at the edge. But then you'll slow down a lot of the inertia, so like you may be alright. Like, yeah.
I feel like Tank would be like, oh, you opened a soda on the first try, a Capri Sun. Like, you got a Capri Sun on the first try. He's the one.
I'm equally impressed with what you just did, but
Morpheus says, I think this is again. I have like a 5-minute gap here, so I think this is where it's at. The difference between knowing and walking the path.
Yeah, so
which is like I
believe now, Neil is like. He's like, the Oracle, she told you exactly what you needed to hear. That's all. He's like, sooner or later, you'll figure out there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path.
And I'm like, I love that quote.
Yeah, that one was like, my dad pulled that on me a couple times, I remember back in the day. Like, I was like, oh, damn. I had to think about it real hard and deep. But like, yeah, no, there is a very big difference. Like, you know exactly. It's like people like book learning and then going out and actually doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a whole difference.
Well, it's like, I thought about it too as like, the mistake, people really like to think about the mistakes they made along the way. And I'm like, to me, it's like, knowing the path is at the end of that path, where it's like, you don't really think about that shit, because it's like, you made them at the time, it's like, you didn't know it. You didn't know the path. You were just walking it.
Yep. There's a whole parable, I guess, or that saying. It's like, who knows the mountain better, the person that walks using the same path every time, or the person who's gone 1,000 different ways? Like, they both can get to the top of the mountain, but who knows the mountain better, or something like that. So, we just got Morpheus rescued, and Neo just really high on life right now, feeling himself real good.
Tank giving away the one.
He's like, he's the one. Like, yeah, he's
lifted 110-pound girl.
It's just well timed, not particularly abnormal or like more than human effects or things. Anyway, so after that we go to the subway. Where they're like using the fucking telephone to get out, and they get, God damn it, you motherfucker, get off the keyboard. See this? You just do that because you're a dick. Anyway,
Trinity's like, I've had this. The Oracle told me like these 9.
Oh no! So like, they first get Morpheus out right away.
Yeah.
And he's all grabbing his wrist because like he just snapped through some fucking haircuts. Pretty bad. And he gets out, and then she's like, the Oracle, everything that she told me happened except for this. And I'm like, what do you mean except for this? And like, he's like, what do you mean except for this? I'm like, what was supposed to happen right there? They were supposed to start, doing
No, I think it just happens.
Right there,
I think it just happens, though.
Or something like that. Like, I don't know. But what was supposed to happen? Like, everything was, she said it was going to happen except for this. I'm like, was she not supposed to give?
I think some shit was about to go down.
I don't know.
I think some shit was about to go down.
Like, I just didn't know what she was like. Everything happened except for this. Well, what did not happen yet? Like,
no, she should have said something. No, she should have been, before they went in the subway, she should have been like, hey, Agent Smith's going to be down there. He's going to try to fuck you up.
Does she know that, though?
I don't know. Like, I guess we don't know, like, but like...
Everything's supposed to happen except for this, because, like, you didn't have to fight epic battle.
Dude.
And then, like, oh, she was just a little early, like, oh, here it happens. And, like, she does the whole, he comes up and tries to shoot her, and, like, she does the whole hand thing again.
No,
barely
dude,
escapes.
I think it's like Agent Smith's gonna shoot the phone or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, so she saw him, like,
She should've
it's
just
like,
said
why
that
isn't
shit.
it happening? And then I'm like, oh, I'm just a little early, fuck. And like, now it's happening, and then she gets out.
It's like a weird time travel movie
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And so, either way, that's what happens. He takes over the homeless dude, shoots at her.
Or a homeless guy just trying to live his life.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's probably, like, yeah.
Wait, you saying it's more justifiable?
At least he has, he gets to, like, have an epic battle scene before he goes out. Like, I guess nobody can see that because they see Agent Smith. But
yeah.
I don't know.
How shitty would that be if you
get, like, dying
you take down
drunk from
Neo?
consumption or something like that. Like, or not from consumption, that's old shit. Like, dying drunk from alcohol, like, whatever. Or,
he gets to go down, take
or something
down
like that.
Neo.
Like, yeah, he gets to have an epic battle in his body. Like, he's taken over by, like, some computer demon. So, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Also horrifying, by the way, we didn't really talk about the effect of them. They like the one they get taken over by agents.
It's like,
yeah, no, it seems like it's not.
Well, like your whole like existence is being taken over, and like you think is your body, and your skin and flesh is getting all turned around.
Again, I would think you're in there. You're like watching all this shit go down. You know,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Like you were like, I'm just sitting here just on a ride. I'm like, dude, I was flying. Oh shit, I hit that guy so hard he went to the fucking wall. Like
Again, I would be like. I think it would be like, I wish there was like news reports and stuff in the Matrix we gotta see where it's like, local man says he's...
he was possessed by... something, and this shit,
That'd be cool. I think it would be, I would love it. I would love like in-lore,
that'd be kind of fun.
in-world
They
explanation.
should have done that for like one of the skits on the Animatrix. That would be dope.
Yeah. Like people have been getting possessed more and more. More at 10.
So she gets out, and then he faces Smith.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson. Like, they, step up to foreground, background, just like an old Western, and then, like, the fucking newspaper is like a fucking tumbleweed and shit like that. And I could, like, you'd hear the cleanest with, like the whistle. He's like, I can't do it right now. Like, I'm just like, ow, juice, like, ready to fucking watch this shit go off, and I was like, draw. And it was just fucking both blasting and shit. Equaled out, fucking both empty at the same thing. Just fucking epic as fuck.
I do love to think that the agent, Agent Smith is like Mr. Anderson, such like a cool line, but it's not. Like, yeah, that's such a cool thing.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, like
I'm Neo. Just setting it up for later. Like, my name is Neo.
Yeah.
He called Mr. Anderson twice. Like,
that's my slave name.
It's like, your name is Tobin. No.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the actual movie, but the skit from Chappelle Show, great. Love it. Anyway, but
Charlie Murphy's the best part of Chappelle Show.
R.I.P. Charlie Murphy.
He's great, dude.
I miss him. So yeah, the whole Western thing go off, and they're all just blasting, punching through like brick walls and consecrated shit. He gets knocked down like twice?
Yeah.
And then like just keeps getting up though, like, and reassured himself, like, and I just love that one pose after the second time, like the final time he gets knocked down before he like really gets it. It's like, she's like, "Ha!" and all that dust flies off, and I'm like, that is the most epic shit ever. And then so they're battling. Eventually gets him on the tracks. Smith thinks he has him beat, but he's like, "This is how you die, Mr. Anderson." And he's like, "My name is Neo." And launches himself up, fucks him up. He gets hit by a train. Then, the train stops, and
he just walks out of it.
Fresh Agent Smith comes out, and he's like, "Fuck."
That's so cool, though.
And then he starts running. And, like, that's the last chase scene. They're running all around.
Shooting watermelons.
And he steals some dude's cell phone. They get, like, "Hey, this is where you gotta go." So he knows, like, the destination, like, where the phone is to get out. And if you notice, like, after he gets all the way through it, it's room 303. The same building, dog, is where you started. If fucking... the movie's ending where it began, which is like, I love that shit.
Hero's Journey, man.
Yeah, I did a song like that where it's just like, I started the song, the lyrics and that shit.
Big feature page.
Loved it. And so, yeah, I just thought that was epic. And like, yeah, after this huge chase, he finally gets into the door. Through there, Smith is there waiting for him, and then just blast the fucking Desert Eagle, like, right up in his, like, chest point blank range. And, like, the whole rest of the clip, I forgot how many shots, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
And, like...
They, 50 Cent in that.
Yeah, he got like a $1.50. Like, I don't know. That's like a whole $5 he put in there. Them Desert Eagle, that's a big-ass bullet. It's a 50 cal, ain't it?
Cool gun.
I'm pretty sure it's a 50 cal. So that's like 50 cents a pop, dog. Like, anyway, so they hit him with lead, he died. They're all like, it's done. They walk away. like, the Sentinels are coming up. We didn't even talk about, like, how, like, you know, on the outside, the Sentinels are coming and
very
shit.
cool, like, duality of, like, stress.
Yeah.
And I think that, again,
Like,
only the Matrix
like,
could really do this.
There's, like, the A part of the story was going on. Like, the B part was like, oh, shit, they're back at the fucking, you know, shit. Like, they have their issue, too.
Also, I love how,
but it's just, like, you don't, there's no relief. There's just, like, stress. Like,
and I love how, like, I wanted Lawrence Fishburne to be like, I know, bitch, where if, like, Trinity being like, if you use the EMP, it's gonna kill him. And I'm like, I know, bitch.
Like, but you don't think I know that? Shit.
I thought it'd be funny.
Mm-hmm. And so, they have the EMP prime and all that shit. They gotta get Neo out before they fucking blow it off, or else they'll die. But the Squiddies are coming, so...
And they seem like they fuck up the shit quite badly.
Smith at some point is like, we have their location, we're sending Sentinels now. And so, like, that was while they're still in the office, like, after Morpheus escaped.
Also, you think they would have sent more Sentinels? Or, like, waves of Sentinels?
How many more do you need? They got 3 or so? Like 3 or 5?
I don't know.
It's like 3
This is like the one resistance. It's like the one Taliban.
Each one is like a good chunk of the shit. That's a big, scary, angry thing.
I don't know. You can send them waves, dude.
I don't know. But, I mean, we'll see that in the next movie. Budgets, dog. Like, this is the first round. They're getting in while Neo's still running before he gets shot. And then he gets shot, and they're, like, getting inside when he gets shot. So they're, like, lasering up everything.
Yeah.
While Trinity's all just sitting there, you can't die, because you're the one, and I love you. The uncle said, I love the one.
Power of love. I hate
and
the
I
power
love you.
Love
And, then she gives him a fucking whole ass, like, prince to princess kiss,
oh my god.
you know, the Snow White? Yeah, the Snow White kiss, and fucking, he wake up alive.
I hate this trope.
With more vigor than ever. And I do love it, though. He just, like, eyes open, he just stands up.
Yeah.
And then he just like, what the fuck? You know, anyway, they start blasting. And, like, he just stops them all, like, no. Or wait, or something like that. What's
the bullet,
yeah, he just says, like, no. And just, like, put it out his hand. Like, Trinity's always trying to move out the hand to stop shit, but he can, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, I thought that was really cool. And then, he just goes and grabs it. And they all fall. Mm. And just like the Matrix code again, he just falls. And then he sees the Matrix. He doesn't see in normal vision, he sees the Matrix. It's dope. And then Smith come up trying to, like, kung fu his ass, but he just sitting there just making him look silly. Just one hand in his ass and shit. It's fucking dope.
And he goes inside of him at some point.
Then he goes inside of him. He gets inside of him, dog. He's all inside of him, and that deletes his code, but, like, at least, you know.
Takes out that hobo guy.
Yeah, that one. And the other two
man.
The other two agents, like...
They run, dude.
So, like, they have to have some, like, will to live, obviously.
Yeah.
So, like, you know.
They are sentient programs.
Yeah. Well, the emotional shit, you can be like, you know, sentient without emotions, I guess, in some sense. I don't know. They do this in Star Trek a lot, so I'm trying to think it through.
I don't know, Agent Smith has emotions, so he fucking hates humans. He's like,
it's just like... I feel like he's more like indifferent. He's just like, I just done fucking with y'all. I just want to go...
I'm so over it.
I'm just done chasing you bitches down all the time. Like, I'm done. But, so, yeah, deletes Agent Smith, he does the whole fucking badass, like, and everything all fucking, like, wiggles. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, they're all just getting chewed the fuck up by these squiddies on the ship, and Trinity's like, you know, Neo, glad you're having a good time, but get the fuck in it. Like, you know, that's what it is. So he runs in, gets out, and it's cool because you see it as he, like, picks up the phone, she rips out the thing in the back of his, like, shit, as they're also flipping the fucking switch for the EMP, like, all at the same time, and she just pulls it right as the EMP's going off, so he does, like, he gets out, and the EMP goes off all at the same time, and, like, you don't know if he made it or not, and then, bam, you see him, like, awake, and it's like, oh, then the big love kiss, and it was just like, god damn. Like, all of a sudden, you can take a breath. Like, the last 15 minutes was just, like, intense as fuck, you know? You tense over, and you're, like, really watching it all the way through, sitting down and watching it. So, yeah, they get out, defeats Agent Smith, they're all alive, everything's Gucci.
Epic rock song.
And, like, they're all out, and then it's just cuts to him in that phone booth, talking to somebody. I don't know if he's talking, like, making a deal with the, like, robots, or talking to, like, some new potential person to unplug. I've always kind of been, I should have looked it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't really, who are you talking to?
I don't know.
But, like, I read somewhere, it's like, oh, he's making like, I saw or heard something, like, he's talking with the machines, making a deal. Like, where you go from here, I'll leave the choice to you. Like, we can do this now. But then also, I thought it was, like, he's talking to some new potential person unplugged. But either way, he does that, and then like cues the awesome fucking Rage Against the Machine like song, and what more appropriate fucking music to end it all out while he goes God mode and flies. So there it is.
Yeah.
The Matrix. It's our first podcast ever.
Yeah.
We did it.
Episode number 1.
We done it. High five. Yeah.
But I have questions for you.
Yeah. No, like we're right down here. Like we can go into fun things and just randomly ramble.
All right. Out of 100 points, what do you give this movie?
The elevator really fucked me. 92.
Really? I gave it a 95. So, what is that, 187? So it gets the seal of epicness.
It's epic.
I took all 5 points off because of Keanu Reeves.
Oh! My 8 was like... 7 of it was... the elevator scene.
Yeah. I don't know. You had such a... Man, one scene. Just one...
just like... You explained everything else out, showed everything. I was like, why you fucked that up, dog?
You're like the Michael Jordan meme. Like, I took that personally.
I took that like personally. 6 of the elevator scene. At least 1 was for the deja vu, which is just like, fuck. And then 1 for Neo. How many do I got left? For Keanu Reeves.
You have 8. You have 8.
So I did 6, 1. Okay, that's it.
All right.
Hey, how about you?
Oh, me? I did 95. I took 5 for Neo.
Oh, yeah.
I took it all from Neo.
My bad.
Keanu Reeves fucking suck it. Most valuable actor. Who was the...
Lawrence Fishburne.
It was Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, that's what
Fuck, dude. Fuck.
It's not even a question. Like, without Lawrence Fishburne, this movie sucks.
I wouldn't even, I couldn't imagine anybody else playing that part.
Yeah.
With the voice and everything, like maybe young James Earl Jones or something.
Yeah.
But even that, was...
Half of all the notes I took were his Lawrence Fishburne, lines or something like that.
Yeah, like his coach and everything was just like, he was the fucking man.
What is real? I just
how do you define real?
Yeah, just like, goddamn.
And put it out like, this is what you use to define, like, these are the tools you use to define real, but like, is it? Like, it's just crazy. I've had dreams where, like, I could feel, like, the shit in my hands, I can remember, like, the cold of the fucking countertop or something like that, it's just weird. Like, yeah.
And then my last question, most valuable side actor. Who was, like, a little part with just on what they had to do. I think it's Oracle, right?
Oh, it's Oracle, yeah, by far. That lady's performance was just, like... Perfect. Undeniably so. Like, you just felt, like, her wisdom and knowledge and her, like, warmth and, like, coziness. Like, she just, like, everybody wants an Oracle. Like, you just go get some cookies from her and talk to her. Like, damn, that bitch knows everything. So, like, it'd be, like, the best, like, advice for therapy you could ever get, probably, But she already knows. Like, I think it was great. And, yeah. Just fantastic movie all around.
Yeah.
And, we could dive deep into, like, was Agent Smith actually the one? Because, to be the one, it was a man born inside. He was born inside.
Mm.
Keanu Reeves actually, like, developed, somehow. But, like, he changed whatever he wanted. Well, Agent Smith, eventually, like, you see in the next movie and shit, he can change everything he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And
again, Oracle, I forgot their conversation, but Oracle does talk to Agent Smith at some point. It's pretty interesting.
And then, like, what's your biggest takeaway from this?
I think it's belief, man. That would be what I take out of the Matrix. It's belief. It's about overcoming challenges, and that's what I take out of it. I don't think to me, it's not about, like, the system and things are terrible.
Well, I mean, it is, like, kind of like They Live moment where it's just, like, shows you how the system is and it's just all up in your, like, you don't see consume, obey, buy, all that shit. What you see is, these advertisements where it's just, like, happy people and different things like that, but it's really what it's, saying. And so it's just kind of, like, peeling back that layer of just, like, bullshit and consumerism over our eyes to see, like, the truth behind it and, what's going on. And the systems that, like, keep us in place. I do like that. like, and my biggest takeaway too is like, yeah, just this is self-help books, just like, and like deep thought things. Like, think about these things in your life. Like the questions he poses to Neo is like shit. I think we all should be thinking about. Like, what is real? Like, fucking, you know, understand there's a difference between knowing the path, walking the path, like believing in yourself, all that shit. Love it. We should all be thinking about it. And then the biggest takeaway is don't fuck with AI. And what are we doing?
Yeah.
And what are we doing?